Hello everyone, welcome to the Lost Harbor. I am your host Nitsify with my co-host Acrid, aka Malhas.
Hello.
We have Ublex, aka Issa.
Heh.
Yeah, I'll throw the order out of turn this time. Usagi, aka Reed.
It's Usagi.
Ah, but I said Usagi last. I can't win. And
You didn't counter, bro.
I can't win, man.
It wasn't recorded, it's non-canon.
And we have Dylan, aka Chrono.
Hi guys. I
Alright.
just watched an anime.
Oh, that's great. Anyways, L plus ratio. So for those who don't remember last time, go watch the episode. I'm not gonna remind you. Actually, I will remind you in case you just forgot. So basically, in the last session, oh boy, y'all basically it was just full sailing. Y'all went full sailing. You ignored a Navy ship that was actively fighting a pirate ship. You fucked around a lot. You found out, and you survived a horrible storm that almost killed Chrono.
I would not do that again.
Oh man, that is the danger of sleeping on top deck. That is the one risky thing about it. You have faster reaction if you don't get thrown off, but if you get thrown off, you kind of get screwed in the long run. Unless you're like Malhas, you can just swim up. But you're still technically wasting like 2 turns just swimming up and climbing back on. Oh.
I see that.
Yeah. That being said, we're gonna hop straight into it. Y'all, where we ended off was that y'all currently could see the island. You were basically a day away. It was in sight. So by this last day of travel, you should fully arrive at it, basically, or around like, I'd say like noonish.
I love noon.
Hell yeah, noon's great. If y'all wish to
It's
do
always
anything,
noon.
hell yeah, noon's pog. If there's anything you wish to do, by the way, before you get to the island, now's the time.
Can we have
I'm
an
making
existential
mushroom risotto.
crisis?
Well, there's 3 people that spoke at the same time. Okay, so mushroom risotto, roll me a performance. Chrono and Malhas, what were you guys gonna say? Give me Chrono first.
It's not really that important. I just said, can I have an existential crisis?
Yeah, you have one right now. Roll me a wisdom shave. Malhas.
For 1 sec.
I totally believe that he could have this for no fucking reason.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
I got a 9 on the wisdom save.
Okay, so right, so here's what happens, man. Right, let me
Alright.
Alright.
So, fuck, wrong music.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sorry. I've not wheezed that hard in a fucking long time. Right, so, Chrono, you wake up and you just feel like shit. You feel weirdly nostalgic. And there's a good reason for that. Because all you can think of right now, because of the way these past few days have gone, is Whiteside. You don't know where your mentor's gone. You don't know if you're going to be able to fix what problems you created on Whiteside. So for the rest of this day, that will be lying on your mind. That feeling will not go away.
Alright. I'm not gonna lie, I'm genuinely impressed you actually gave me something because I was just trying to around.
And now you have it, my dear sir. All right, now going back into it, let's just hop back into it, guys. All right, so Ublex, how'd that performance go?
21.
21? Oh, hell yeah. Okay, yeah, so with that nice, beautiful, oh so lovely 21, yeah, anyone who uses it can have inspiration, unless they already had inspiration. That doesn't stack.
Didn't, because I used it on something stupid.
That's right. So if you go eat some mushroom, what was it? Risotto, you can go get some inspiration. You bite into it and you feel like as if your mind is melted before your very soul.
I'm gonna yell at everyone. Who wants some risotto?
Proto teleport spot.
Oh god.
Well,
Chrono fucking rewound time so that way he could walk into the kitchen before she yelled it.
Holy shit, where'd you come from?
Oh, just, time powers can be rather convenient sometimes.
Man,
so I was just gonna
canonically
stroll in
teleports.
and
What's
wait
up,
for...
man? Ublex stabs you up, roll for performance.
What were we saying?
Okay,
by
I'm
the way?
sorry. Did you say dabs me up?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
See, I thought you said stabs, and I was really.
That's what
I
I
heard
heard
stab.
too. Yeah. I was like, why is he getting stabbed? Okay, yeah, no, that's fair.
Okay,
that's fair.
wait, no, actually, Nitz, can we both make performance rolls on high-fiving each other?
Yeah. I'll let you know how good the dab is compared to that, okay?
Alright,
And then I want my man Reed to be able to say that. Oh, a 7. Okay, let's see how bad Chronos is.
That's an 11.
Okay, got
what's
you.
good?
So with a 7 and 11, here's what's gonna happen, right? Chrono,
Oh, I get it.
you were like, okay, got you. So we're just gonna go for a nice like high five, slide the hands, and then fist bump. And then midway, like you get the high five in, and Ublex, just with that 7, their like this slimy blob hand like forms around your hand, kind of goos all over it, like basically just enveloping your hand. And instead of going for like sliding it away and then fist bumping, just shakes your hand violently.
Oh my.
My bad. I don't know how to not get things inside of me yet.
They're working on it. They're working on it.
Cool, we have plenty of time to practice, Duplex.
I want to eat you.
What the fuck?
Mr. Whiskers.
What?
Would you see Mr. Whiskers would hear that, look over to Ublex in concern with the biggest fucking eyes, and then slowly look away.
There's a reason why I'm making you guys such good food. Come on.
No,
God.
Duplex, we're your friends. Friends don't eat each other.
Cannibalism.
Wait, really? Aw, man.
Did you seriously not know that?
I'm a week old.
Good point. All right, let's
I want to
see.
eat everything.
I want to mention, I'm pretty sure Ublex is more than a week old now at this point, because we all had like a good week and a half, I think, worth of traveling, if I remember right. It was 2 days from Whiteside to the first island, and then y'all have traveled a week here. So yeah, it's been 9 days. So technically speaking, you're 2 weeks and 2 days old.
Ublex starts forming appendages that count.
Damn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We need to find like the iPad version in this world and just give the Ublex before we do.
Sweet.
Coconut melon?
No, we just need to give him Angry Birds.
Damn. Flappy Birds too. You gotta add Flappy Birds. Reed, what were you trying to say though before?
I don't know.
No.
Man, I forgot.
No, I mean Usagi's just gonna waltz in and like start eating.
Rabbit
Basically.
stew.
Hell
I want to
yeah.
have rabbit stew.
People would slowly start like coming in for food. It would be Mr. Whiskers who was already in there. Benjamin obviously was already in there. He likes to watch Ublex cook because it's fascinating to him. But later on, Golfine would maybe 10 minutes later come by, as well as Nekomata in the process.
Good.
Ramsey.
Hell yeah. Now Malhas, you had something that you wanted to do, right?
Yes.
All right. Also, you need to speak a little bit louder. That was like at music volume level.
No.
What do you mean no? They're not gonna be able to hear you,
Uh-oh.
sir.
Discourse.
We're not even talking any differently.
I don't know if you just got further away from the mic or something. I don't know. But like,
I don't know. I have no idea.
you went from talking at like -20s to like into the -30, and the music's at -35. That's all. Like I don't know if they're gonna be able to hear you.
Well, get better ears.
I'll boost the music down. I guess that works.
No,
They just
no,
won't hear it that well.
I'm kidding. You can put the music back out where you want it.
I have to refine it. It's not worth it. It's down now. It's whatever. Now go.
What the hell? Alright, so Malhas would wait until basically everyone's there.
Mhm.
And then everyone would basically simultaneously feel Malhas connect to their minds as he starts talking to them.
Ah!
It is a not super sudden starting to speak. He's like, I need to explain something to everyone, so everyone can understand where I'm coming from on this. A few days ago, we ignored a Navy ship. As all of you've probably noticed, I stopped interacting with anyone unless you address me directly. I have only total hatred for the Navy. They destroyed my hive and killed all of my people. I'm the only one left. So I want to inform you that I won't be letting another Navy ship go by. And if I can, I won't be leaving a single island with a Navy base still standing.
Oh man, fuck the government.
I
Yeah!
Ooblex said something!
will point out that you're fortunate enough to escape from prison in the first place. Do you really want to go back so easily?
Do I have anything to lose?
Chrono.
Maybe your freedom for the rest of your life.
Gauntlet would actually kind of look to him and just go, I hate to tell you, but unlike Harrigan, he's being hunted for death. They will not bring him back again. It is either he will die or he will die. At this point, it doesn't matter. Same goes for my people. The Furbolgs have been hunted down to extinction. It's either I'm being put back into slavery or I'm slaughtered. So I do stand firmly with him on this.
And this is something I will not back off on.
Chrono is gonna put his food down, and he's just gonna walk over to Malhas and say, "Okay, I'll help you."
Wonderful.
I mean, I still owe you for helping me back out in the prison. And besides, what are friends for, right?
Yeah.
I would rather not. I would rather not put myself in the line of fire. I'm not.
Then I have something simple to tell you.
Oh boy.
I won't work with cowards.
I'm not a cat. It's not being a coward. It's called having a self-preservation instinct.
Same difference.
Well, you could always just, shoot from the side. You're a rogue, right? So you guys maybe just stick in the alleyway and just kind of fight like that. I mean, there's a lot of Navy that do that as well. Use your own tactics against them.
I mean, Yusaki, did you forget who you're talking to? Chrono opens his palm to manifest his orange gear and says, it's not reliable, but chances are with my unique abilities, I could probably get us out of a situation if it gets too bad.
Not the point. I'm just saying we shouldn't seek out fights.
Oobleck is thinking very heavily on this subject.
Hell yeah.
How many Navy people can I fit inside of your
Oh god. So technically speaking, if you're able to be 5'2" in a human size, you could probably fit a halfling in you with ease, or anything that's not bigger than 5'2". But you probably won't be able to fit more than one person in as of now. In your normal state, at least. You'd need to absorb water and then be able to handle more than what you can currently handle. The most you can handle right now is 2 feet. So
Yeah.
Shit.
Also, Moss would point out, he's like, I'm not going to do things recklessly. If I want to see it burn, I want to actually be able to watch it burn. And when the ships sink, I will watch the crew die.
Well, I'm not
I
in
will
this
make
to...
sure, personally, that they don't come out alive.
Well, I'm not really in this to kill anyone. I am interested in getting a little bit of payback against the world, to be quite honest.
Oh boy.
Yusagi, I don't know if this would matter too much. Before I ran into you, or Ublex for that matter, I was the one who let them out. There was a man that forced me to let them out. It was kind of a favor I owed him. And he wanted them with you and Ublex, I think, from what it sounded like. I don't know how divided you want to be. All I can say is he's not a force to be reckoned with. And if he knows about you, then your life is already at stake. At this point, you might be better off at least trying to not in the wrong way, trying to get a little stronger, this would be a good way to do that. And on top of that, from what I understand, you're a master thief, correct?
Yes, yes. Well,
If
I mean, I prefer to avoid having.
I understand, I do understand your line of work is very different from what the rest of us have had, but the best way I can think of this is even if you don't want to do it directly to try and gain stronger, become stronger, to try and hopefully survive whatever fuckery that man will dish out at some point. Because I doubt he's going to let us just be. The Navy's known to hoard a lot of things. Treasures, gold, rupees, a lot of things.
You can see the gears turning in his head. Oh,
Did you ever heard of the Arcanic Guardian, by chance?
the what now? The what now?
The Arcanic Guardian. He was a wizard that went by boat, and he was running a revolutionary army, from what I understood. Apparently he used to just ransack the bases, and if he was successful, he'd take whatever they had left there. He would take their gold, or whatever they had at the time, basically just completely leaving them with nothing. So, what I am trying to say is that it's not impossible at the very least. He didn't have a big army, so if he can do it, it's definitely viable for us.
Oh boy.
We just have to be smart about how we do it. That's all I can say on that.
Suppose
I
he's trying to avoid mentioning the obvious problem that there's one specific Navy person he would rather not. He would rather not get brutally murdered.
Fair.
So, because Malhas can see his thoughts,
Oh, crap.
is that person's thoughts in his head at all? Because if so,
Yeah,
he would.
that's
know.
literally what he's thinking about at exactly that moment when he
Yeah.
started talking
So-
about like.
Is there a
So
DC
Malhas-
save to that work? Because I feel
If
like
he's
there
trying,
should be.
if he's trying to hide it, then he can. It would be a deception versus insight.
Oh,
Because he does
okay.
know I'm connected to your brain.
Yes,
You do know.
he does.
Yeah.
But it's a little harder to stop yourself from thinking of things than like.
That's the problem. I don't know. I haven't thought too much on that thing. I always thought of it as just an insight versus something. I haven't really thought of it.
Well, good thing I have a +8 for deception.
Fair.
Yeah.
For now, we'll run it as that, because that's kind of the baseline, and this is...
Hey, that's a dirty 20.
Alright.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your in, Malhas. But what I will say is that later on, we'll probably run it more like Detect Thoughts, where I'm pretty sure there's like a DC, like natural DC. That's probably what we'll do later on.
What was the roll?
What was your roll, by the way? Acrid.
I'm rolling. I have to type.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I am slow. How's...
Do-do-do.
Ooh.
So Reed
Okay,
will be able to
so-
protect his thoughts.
Okay, so without Malhas knowing the person he's thinking about, he can't say what he would say. Because if he doesn't know who the person is, then he can't comment on it. So,
Yeah. He just doesn't know about the thought, basically.
yeah. Yeah, no. Malhas he has only hatred for the Navy, so.
Oh boy.
It's very clear from him that if there is any survivors that you guys are looting a ship and he finds survivors, he will drown them.
Oh no.
Like he does not care. There will be no prisoners.
This is gonna be a party clash later. I know it.
Possibly. That's for y'all to figure out. For me to watch with entertainment and popcorn.
Alright.
It's going to be a thing of Usagi's going to need to address that with Malhas.
Benjamin would kind of just get up, and before he's about to walk out, he would just go and let you guys know. By the way, the island that we're heading at, Solus, when we get there, we're going to have to stay there for at least a day, so just, if we are going to deal with the fort there, because there is Navy presence from what I understand, from what we were informed, might want to wait for the day that we actually leave to deal with them. Just a recommendation, but it's going to probably take a day or so for the North Post to reset for the next island. That is a normal thing for the
What?
poses.
That's
I'll do
fine.
some scouting.
Oh, in that case, I need to go see what uniforms they have on this ship. Yep, they have on this ship. He's gonna go off and looking for that.
That man you've talked about, Benjamin. I forgot to tell you guys this, but I think I've heard him somewhere. I mean, I feel crazy for thinking of it like that, but I just can't shake the feeling that I've seen this man before.
I don't know where you would have met him, but hopefully it wasn't anything with a deal.
Your guess is as good as mine, really.
I hope it
Anyways.
wasn't a deal. That's all I can say on that. His bargains tend to be a bit more, what's the word? Risky.
I want to ask you about that later, but I'm more curious about the island.
Fair. Well, I mean, we already gathered a decent amount from Fela before we left, and I think someone talked about it earlier when we were leaving, if I remember right. Was it Malhas? I think it was Malhas.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
But I don't know
Reader's
much
strike
else than what you
attempted.
know, honestly.
Fair enough, then. I'm gonna go grab my cloak, then.
Fair
And
enough.
as Kronos says that, he's gonna walk off to grab said cloak.
Alright. Yusangi, you went to go look and check out those uniforms, right?
Yes, I did.
So you're gonna roll me an investigation check, buddy.
Oh boy. Alright, D&D Beyond. Come on, here we go. Hey, it's 22.
22, yeah. So you're able
Yes.
to, with a 22, you'd be able to find one that would basically fit the majority of people here. The only ones that really wouldn't have a uniform that would fit someone would be Goldfine, because furbolgs aren't a common
Yeah.
race, and they're actively being hunted down, similar to Griegers.
Hmm.
Griegers are similar size to some other races that have been known to serve the Navy in the past, so it isn't. You can definitely find one for the Grieger as well, but everyone else should be good to go besides, the one person there, Goldfine.
Oh, perfect. Just gonna put that on. Just gonna put the one that fits me on.
Fair enough.
Is there a hat? Perhaps I should wear. Actually, I suppose the straw hat is probably still fine.
The straw is still fine. They'll just assume that you're from the dynasty, from a random dynasty. There's a lot of
How
dynasties,
convenient.
but they'll just assume.
How
you're from one.
convenient. How
Yeah.
convenient. Okay. So I'm just gonna put that on.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Now, do you plan to, if someone does ask, do you plan to say that you're from the Crux dynasty? Because that's where you're from.
Sure, that place is big enough that if they
Yeah.
don't know what I look like already, they wouldn't be able to track it down that easily.
So they do know what you look like. May I remind you about the wanted posters?
Well, yeah, but if somebody's coming up to ask me about that, they already know what I look like, so
That's
lies
fair.
wouldn't help.
Fair enough. Alright. So yeah, you can put on that uniform, and then later on what you'll do is that when you're walking around town, you'll just roll a deception.
Oh boy. Okay.
And, that's basically how that will work. Because you'll have uniform, you'll have the advantage on it to try and play it up. If you're more of a hunted race and you didn't have a way to disguise that and you're wearing the uniform, it would be with a it would be just like a normal one because the disadvantage would cancel out an advantage. But
Okay.
the Harengen are they're one of the more common fuzzy folk, if that makes sense.
Excellent.
But yeah, so you'll be fine with that. Yeah, you guys are
Also-
maybe an hour away, because I feel like it would take you a while to look through this stuff. It'll be an hour away from the island at this point when you get all that sorted out. What you got
So,
with Chrono? Or sorry, Mouse.
Yep.
I did do some digging into detect thoughts. Yeah, no, the way I'm running it, there is no save. It's the basis level of thoughts of a creature. I can just
Gotcha.
read the base thoughts of creatures. If I try to go deeper into someone's mind, actually learn shit from them, that's when the saving throws come in. But it's just the immediate thoughts of the creature.
So,
I
out of
won't just-
curiosity,
God damn it! Well, the immediate thoughts was, I hope. I'm going to have. My thoughts were literally, I'm going to have to keep Taka from getting offed by this guy.
All right. I will say this because yours is a built-in and it's not a spell outright. We'll still have that like insight versus deception roll, simply because you can use it as much as you want. Whereas like with it being a spell, it's limited.
Yeah, no.
I feel like that's fair.
Oh no, that's why I had it there. I was trying to
Yeah.
make it so I can't just fucking off-steal info from literally everyone in the world.
Yeah, that would be kind of fucked. Okay, Chrono,
Yeah, no,
what were you gonna
that's-
say?
So, out of
attempted balancing.
curiosity, Acrid, what are Ublix's base thoughts in that case?
What is Ublex's base thoughts?
I don't
How
know. Ublex.
many navy he can fit in him?
Malhas is interested in this thought process. Because that means torture and death.
Rublex is thinking if he spreads himself wide enough, how much can he fit?
So technically,
But
you're
Ublex doesn't know the parameters yet.
yeah, he doesn't understand parameters yet. It's fair. He knows that he's 3 foot tall, 3 foot wide. When he makes himself into a human male form, he can be 5'2". What is his? Does he do the same height for his woman's form? Because it seems like he puts more mass in specific areas from the drawings that you've thrown me. I'm just putting that lightly.
One way to put it.
That's a fun way to
That's
put it,
the
but
way.
it's the only way.
That
I
is
can
the way
put
to
it.
put it. 4'8" female.
Okay, God, that's a lot of mass to be thrown in those areas. Okay, gotcha.
Yes!
I'm gonna let viewers use their imagination on that. Yeah, gotcha. Understood. God, that's fucking stupid. Okay. Yeah, and you're able to fit in, like, if you absorb any mass, you can fit like basically 2 feet worth of like water into like your ability. Now you do know that eventually that dehydrates and that'll go away, so it's a temporary transformation, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you train at it, you'll be able to get more stuff. But keep in mind, I think I mentioned this before, but when you start having a certain amount of mass from like water absorption, there will be both buffs and debuffs. So just keep that in mind. I will not tell you. You'll find them out when the time comes and you actually do that stuff. So,
Boy. Oh,
yeah.
boy.
That being said, if you have any last thing knocked out, you have 30 minutes. You're about to approach the island. If not, they're going to hop straight into it.
I don't have anything else to do. I have my uniform.
All right.
Okay, actually, no, you know what? I'm gonna go over to freaking Malhas because the way he was talking earlier worries me greatly.
It should. That I have nothing. I can't lie. You should.
All right, I'm just gonna track him down. All right, listen. I know you have a vendetta, but there's a very specific person that I would very much prefer if you didn't murder. Please.
He's just like he's nothing of he. Okay.
It's the
Ooh.
It's his
the
ex,
bird.
I think. Cronus suddenly approaching them.
Chrono violently approaching.
Do you remember the bird lady from the prison escape?
Oh, the one I attacked.
Yes, please don't. Yes, please don't kill her if you can.
Well, then
She's
I'll at
one of
least
the
give
good
her a
ones.
chance.
A chance to what?
Leave the Navy.
I'm going to have to keep watching.
It's either she can leave the Navy or she can avoid us. But if she's with the Navy and she's working actively against us, she's going to just continue to be a problem.
Hey, I mean, Usagi, it's not a flat out no, at least.
God, when did you get here?
Right. Time powers, remember?
God.
I'm going to just look at you.
I just imagine Chrono hopping timelines just until he figures out the right one where he can be here, and he's like, fuck yeah.
I got the last bits of your conversation, and to be honest, I got a little curious.
Hey, by the way, Breed, go ahead and have Usagi roll a, or Usagi,
Oh,
sorry.
God.
Is it Usagi or Usagi? I feel like it changes every time.
Usagi.
Okay.
Usagi.
Always
Okay.
been Usagi.
Usagi.
You just keep mispronouncing it.
Okay, I don't
You're
know
the
why, but I
only
really
one.
felt like it was Usagi, or like, Usagi for a bit, and I was like, because like literally earlier today, I was like, Usagi. I was like, no, wait, Usagi. And then you didn't correct me, and I was like, I'm right, it's Usagi.
No,
Okay.
you have been wrong since the beginning.
Roll me perception. That's what I need you to do.
No. That's 10.
Okay, you don't realize. Everyone else can see it though.
Yeah.
Malhas, Chrono, I don't know. I'm guessing Ublex is still in the kitchen unless they're not.
Christ.
Ublex is wondering if he can fish right now.
Are you trying to fish?
They fish. They want to
Christ,
fish so bad.
Oh, God, it's just a lot of listening to this.
There would
Oh,
be
no.
fishing poles. I'll let you do that.
Yeah!
You can go and roll.
Extendos, catch
Roll me
the
a
fish.
survival. While you roll survival, Malhas and Chrono, you guys can see that Mr. Whiskers has nicely and promptly basically used Usagi's hat, or Usagi's hat, sorry, like a bed. They have curled up
Aw.
on the head. They are vibing.
When did that?
Fucking-
Cute little
When did that
guy.
happen?
Chronic hat stealing.
It's
Is
definitely
anybody
just.
gonna point that out?
Does anyone want to point it out?
Ublex is
Lost
too
your
busy on
hat.
that fishing grind, man.
For
Again.
real.
Malhas just says you lost your hat.
No, the
again.
hat's still on his head. He just nestled up on his head.
Oh, no, he's not pointing it out then because he doesn't see a problem. If he can't notice the weight of a cat sitting on him, then there's a problem.
Mr. Whiskers
cat's
is a
like-
very light cat, to be fair.
I mean, it's still probably at least a quarter of his weight.
Fair.
You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
someone only weighs 25 pounds, a little bit of weight is significant.
Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
like he's around just like 8 pounds. So it's like, but it was like, he rolled like one under the DC. So I was like, well, I guess he doesn't notice somehow. But yeah, no, so while y'all are dealing with that, Ublex, so with a 13, you do get a snag with a fish.
Yeah.
It is a very small fish, doesn't have a lot of strength. So you're not going to roll me a athletics check to try and pull it in.
Okay.
If you do really bad, then things can go whoopsies. So we'll see how this goes.
Nat 1. I'm calling it now, Nat 1.
Don't jinx her,
Oh,
man!
ye of little faith.
Almost.
God,
Okay.
man.
Okay, so the first round of fishing, it starts tugging, and you feel as your like slimy hands aren't getting grip, and it starts slipping out of your hands. Another athletics check.
Oh my-
It doesn't grip.
It doesn't grip.
Oh my gosh. I thought it was just a.
God, I'm low rolling.
Okay, so you get hold of the grip a little bit, and you're able to tug it a bit. You're starting to win
Oh,
it over. You just got to win one more time.
Did it win the first time?
It won the first round. She won the second round.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll again.
Epic rap battles of history. Ublex versus a fish.
Ublex, with all your
Who
might,
will win?
you feel the rage burn inside you as you yank this fish up into the air. And it is
Hell
this
yeah.
like small little like lantern fish. Like it's probably a baby.
I want to use it as bait. I want to use the baby as bait.
What the fuck? Okay,
Oh,
so
good
you're
lord.
15 minutes away from the island. You're starting to approach like the river area because the port is built into a river. So there's the island, and then you go through the river to get to the port. So you're basically like the port's like in the like near the middle of the island because of the way this island has been built. So what you can do is you can use this last 15 minutes to try and fish one more time.
Yes.
So you put this thing as bait and you dangle it in front to hope to try and catch some river fish. So go ahead and roll me. You know what to do. What type of survival check did you get?
5.
5. So you sit there all happy like you don't get a single bite. Not
Oh,
a single
man.
one. Like you sit there for all 15 minutes. And you're like dangling like, come on, you know you wanna get it, and nothing happens.
I don't know.
Can
I
I
have
use it as bait?
I
You will
have
use
this,
it
like,
later. That's sure. That's yeah.
mental image of like Ooblex from that one Kirby fishing mini game with like the little fisher hat on is what I'm thinking right now.
I love that.
Well, Ublex was thinking if he used smaller fish, if they use smaller fish to get bigger fish, and then bigger fish to get even bigger fish, then bigger fish for bigger fish.
So this
Soon,
is a-
Ublex is gonna be
Makes
pulling out sea
sense.
monsters, okay?
Hey, it's possible. So Ublex, you
You're
get
gonna
the feel.
capsize the boat.
Ublex, you get the sinking feeling that you might be able to get a better shot at getting fish that are bigger that would eat other fish in the ocean instead of the river. So you'll
Ooh.
keep that in mind. You can add that to your inventory and use it later.
Fish, small,
It's called lanternfish specifically. There are very specific fish that eat that thing.
small.
So, all right.
Alright.
So you guys will finally arrive at the Winter Island. When you guys start like pulling in, like literally, like I'd say the last few hours, you would have seen that it had started to lightly snow. As you guys are pulling in through this river for these last 15 minutes, you can see that both sides of this river is covered in snow. You're talking like there are like, you know the trees that they use for Christmas trees? I think they're called spruce. Are they spruce trees that they use for it?
I think so.
I think so. But basically, you see like mainly like those more like Christmas themed type of trees just on the sides of the rivers. There's like deer running past and all that sort of stuff. At one point you'd look over and there was like a bear just scratching his back on like a tree, but it's not gonna bother you. It doesn't care. But you're able to sail all the way up to the port without a problem.
Okay.
Dude,
Yeah.
I just pictured, I don't know why,
Mm-hmm.
But I just pictured a fucking bear sitting there, scratches his back, and it's all happy. We start sailing by. It looks over, gets this angry look, pulls out a shotgun, and says, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Cane bear.
Joke's on you. It wasn't a normal bear. It was a bear folk. That is a thing.
Wait, really?
It's a thing in my world.
Oh, good lord.
Oh shit.
After the ship like gets docked and stuff like that, Chrono extends his hand out, lets some kind of it's snowing right now, right?
Yes, it would be snowing as you guys start to
Okay.
pull into the port.
He would let some of it fall on his fingers and he would just go, "Oh, I haven't seen this in a long time."
Fuck, it's cold.
Fair.
Usagi sees this and he thinks, I could use this to blend in somewhere.
Can Ublex freeze?
Technically, Ublex would. So here's the weird thing with that. There is an actual thing that you will have to deal with as a plasmoid, and I was. Oh boy. So here's the thing, right? In the cold, technically speaking, because slime stiffens a bit normally in the cold, it'll be harder for you to move, so you take a -5 to your movement speed. But
Guys, you can throw me.
but your con will go up by 1 temporarily. So you'll still be slimy, you'll still like be able to do the things you normally do, but you'll just feel like you've stiffened a bit. But you technically can't freeze. You're like water. Like if it like gets like really below to the point where there's like ice, then you might start having some more problems. But for now, you're fine. It's more just like lighter snow. It's cold enough for snow, but not cold enough for ice yet. What was the other thing? Someone else was saying something else as well. Okay, doesn't matter.
I'm gonna get my cloak.
With what?
I'm gonna get my cloak.
Yeah, yo, go get your cloak, man. But yeah, as you guys pull up to this port, you would see that there are no towns, or the town like isn't near the port. But there is a trail. There is also a person sitting on. There's a halfling sitting on a polar bear, waving to you.
Fuck you.
Oh.
What?
Do you know it?
I have a picture.
Wait, waving to who?
So it's waving to the group as a whole, not to one specific
Okay.
person. That's something that should be mentioned.
Okay.
Okay, let me send this, skibbity boo, skibbity bye, in NPC visuals, as you see this white polar bear that is
Oh my
actually
God.
being used as a mount for this, like, halfling with this, like, long white snow. She has this,
Okay.
like, reddish, type of like jacket, heavy jacket with like a white fur coat around like for like a hoodie basically. And she has this little red beanie with some like white design going around, so very Christmas-esque with like a little white little ball on the end. She has a little backpack with just like random utilities and essentials and like black pants. She would just look to you and just kind of wave to the group of you and just go, "Are you new here?"
Hi, that's a nice dog, I think you're riding on?
Well, that's close enough. This is Paws. He's a polar bear.
Oh, cool.
Fucking pause.
You see when she says pause, it like squints aggressively at her, like shut the fuck up, like the most annoying expression. She would just go, yeah.
Soggy's looking at this just like, what's on earth? What on earth?
What the fuck
So, I'm guessing you're new because, unless you're not, it's just we don't get visitors here that often. Normally the people that come here are normally Navy people. We don't see other people travel here that much.
I'm wearing a Navy uniform.
Yeah, well see, so right now the others aren't, from what I understand. So she was more looking at them, because bigger people and then trailing down, like, you know, you normally look at the tall person first. She would eventually look at Usagi and go, "Oh, never mind then. Right. So you already know where to go, so you don't need a guide. I guess I'll go." And then she just starts, like, riding away.
Wait, I've just been transferred here. A guide probably would be helpful, actually.
Oh, you're new. Oh, why didn't you just say? And you see the bear as it's like, cause like it had already started to walk away. You see it turn around and it gives that like, it hasn't fully turned, but it looks back at Usagi with the biggest side eye, the dirtiest. Go fuck yourself. Look.
Got it. So this thing will kill all Navy. Got it. Oh, it just hates people.
I think it's just sick of the halfling.
I think it would be pretty easy for it to eat me, so I'm a little worried. How small I am, I'd be like a snack.
Just think about what it's like for Mr. Whiskers.
Good point.
Mr. President, get down!
Damn.
What I'm just picturing is Mr. Whiskers is like on someone's back, just completely outside, like, nah. I am not dealing with a bear.
Man. But yeah, no. He's definitely just. Who are you currently riding on, Mr. Whiskers, right now?
Oh
Or have you
God.
gone buff mode? Let me.
Oh my
that.
god.
That's that. That's that. And that's that. Okay, Chrono, you feel like you've gained a little bit of weight.
Wait, I just had a really funny thought.
Uh-huh.
It would probably look really stupid if Chrono tries to have the hood of his cloak over his top hat.
Yeah.
So what he would probably do is he would just kind of carefully set the top hat off and just let Mr. Whiskers sleep in it on the ship.
That works. Yeah, so he'll just stay at the ship then, if that's what you want. So he'll be the one staying at the ship, kind of watching over it.
Oh god.
And yeah, he would use the top hat as like a little bed, basically. So that means, Goldthine, when they get to it, that means you guys have Goldthine, Nekomata, Benjamin, and I think that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. So those three are tagging along.
Oh boy.
But yeah, she would just go, "Well, we should get going." And she just pull out a little lantern just in case you get lost. There sometimes we'll get blizzards every now and then. I don't think it's in the forecast today, but you never know. So she put a little lantern like on a little stick, just kind of carry it on her back. She's still riding the polar bear, and yeah, you guys will basically. She would lead you up to like to the actual town, and I do have a town map, so I will be sending that. Granted, it's not the best. Because one, I had to make it in a hurry because I forgot to make it. Second of all, I didn't know how to make a map properly, and I tried my damn best. So let me get a hold of that for you. Because the town map thing that I tried using was very limited on what I could do with it. So that's the best I could really do for you guys. So I as you can see, there is a path, which is like the checkered path. That is kind of the majority of it. Each square is like basically like a 5-minute walk. So the town's pretty decent. You guys traveled for a good while from the port. over to the
Yeah.
other areas. But as you can see, they would kind of hand you like a map of the town. Like, so in case, you know, since you're new here, you're gonna need to know some areas. In case you need to go like to the supermarket, you know, etc., etc. If they ever call you for execution duty, that's gonna be in the center of the town. So just, you know, it'll be over in this area. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the life of a Navy man. You know, sometimes you get picked and you have to go chop off a dead man, like their head and everything. You know how that I could never. But yeah, so we have the white cloths if you need some more clothing or anything. I'm seeing that, you know, some of you have kind of torn robes. Kind of like looks over at, like literally half of the party. You know, if you want to get like little random bobs, there's the little trinkets, you know, traveling trinkets, but sometimes they're not open because the owner apparently, like, he and his brothers go traveling and they have like multiple stores and they just open shop for a few months and then they leave and then they open another shop and then they leave. So I don't know if they're open right now. I haven't been in town for a while. I normally live outside of the town. Oh, right, yeah. There's a winter's rest, so until they get you like proper apartment area, you'll probably need to stay there for now. But they'll probably cover the tab for you, so you shouldn't have to pay for an inn. What else? Oh, right. So you might like this. I don't know if you're like, well, some people wouldn't give a fuck, but like, I like it because I'm from the town. But like, there's this little museum if you want to learn anything about like, you know, the island or whatever. Really fun place. You get to learn. There's some interesting stuff that went down. You might like it.
That sounds lovely.
Hey, man of taste. But yeah, oh, and right, you need to know where the Navy base is at. So when you start going into the middle of the town, if you take a right once you hit the center plaza, and then just take another left when you hit like the end of the road area where that neighborhood kind of dies away, you'll run into the Navy, and you'll also, if you keep going past it, you'll run into the museum. If you just, because it's like a full circle type of town. If you just go around the full loop, you'll run into all the places I mentioned, except the traveling, because it's like a weird in between of like the middle area and like the southern area of the town. You know how that is. I'm gonna go now because apparently I'm annoying my bear because I'm talking too much. Sorry, Paz. And Paz just looks at her again with even more aggression and then walks away.
Well, I know where I'm going first. That museum's right up my alley.
Malhas sides 100% with the bear.
I'm going to go look at that trinket shop.
Alright, one for the trinket shop, one for the museum. Benjamin will go with Chrono to the museum because that's something he would be interested in. Ublex and Malhas, where we hitting?
I'm gonna see if there's a seamster person.
You're a little quiet again. But
I'm gonna. But my throat's fucked right now, so.
oh, no, that's fair, man. That's fair. I don't have a way to turn you up because you're at max, though, which is the problem.
Well, suffer.
Agony.
He's gonna go look for a cloak place.
Fair enough. Yeah,
And
so
then
that's
after that, he'll head to the Navy.
so that would be the just mentioned it, the white cloth. What about Ublex?
Going to the museum.
Going to the
Ubux is gonna
museum?
put his cloak on because it's a little chilly.
That's fair.
And such a human form.
What type of human form are you going? Man or woman?
Woman.
Hell yeah, gotcha. I.
Oh no, it's Chrono's greatest fear.
Women.
Not canon, FYI.
Not kidding. Why is this unironic?
From what I understand, Benjamin hasn't seen this form yet, so he would just look at you and go, oh, "That's a
Oh,
new
no,
form.
I'm kidding.
You have more than one form. I ain't know that.
Jiggle, jiggle.
I'll be fucking damned."
From what I can tell, their body is just pretty much like, how should I put this? Hey,
Is
Nitz,
that like
what
Jell-O?
would be the Play-Doh equivalent in this world?
Like Play-Doh. I mean, you know, honestly, maybe clay. But clay, again, like though Play-Doh's also kind of tough. So technically clay, yeah.
Okay,
Like
got
they
it.
can kind of just
Chrono.
form themselves around.
Alright, so got it. So Chrono would just say, well, from my observations, it's more appropriate to say they're like a sentient clay. They can mold themselves theoretically into all sorts of shapes. It's rather fascinating, actually.
I guess so. Either way, that's terrifying at the same time, but also very interesting. At least you can blend in with the
Ooblex.
crowd. That's what matters.
Ooblex turns into a trebuchet, Amir.
Oh my god.
Just like it's like some dude 400 feet away. I'm here. I'm eating a house at you.
Later on, Ooblex just says, "Go, go, gadgets."
God.
Fucking
Gotcha.
level 15 Ooblex. They become a giant trebuchet or a giant catapult. That's gonna be a problem I'm gonna have to
I
deal with.
fucking love that. It's like, alright, time to siege the Navy base. How are we gonna blow it open? I got you. Grab the explosives.
That
Yeet.
sounds so fun.
I know we're joking, but let's actually make a mental
That
note of
sounds
that.
legit.
I'm actually
hilarious.
kinda not.
I'm always down for creativity, so y'all can always try shit. I
We
rarely
can turn
shoot stuff
Ooblex
down.
into a gun. I'm kidding.
Would that? I don't know if that
It
would
wouldn't
work.
really work.
You
That would
have
have
to,
some
like-
concerning implications because you're basically yeeting parts of yourself off you.
So
Yeah.
here's the thought, right?
Oh my.
If you absorb like extra water, you can use that mass as projectiles.
Yeah, so like every projectile you shoot, you lose
Water
a bit
gun.
of mass. So like slowly over time, your range and like your strength of that attack would fade. But that is an option. That is an option.
Ooblex
Level
minigun.
20. Level 20, Ooblex drinks the ocean and just turns into
Oh my
Godzilla.
There's a lot of options at level 20 at that point. If that's all you need of
Oh.
training is you're fucking absorbing. And that's kind of terrifying.
Ooblex
Really?
absorption Gatling, go.
Incredible.
I'm gonna be fucking terrified of this fucking
Everybody
party by the end of
takes
this.
until Ooblex says, "Go, go, gadget, kill Goku."
Oh,
You know how there's in Dragon Ball Z there's that ball move that Goku always has. Not the Kamehameha.
Spirit Bomb?
Spirit Bomb. Ooblex is the Spirit Bomb. That's the problem I'm seeing here. Getting back into this, the closest place out of the things that anybody mentioned would be the trinkets. That'll be the like quickest to get to actually straight away. So you'll be able to make your way to the trinkets. That's only looking at the like the grid. That's like a 10. No. That's like a 15-minute walk, I'd say. 15-minute walk.
All right.
So you can make your way into the Trinket Corporation. I will go ahead and get a picture of the
Into
store
what?
clerk.
Okay.
But as you walk in, and I'm going to go ahead and mention this as I send this image here, ignore the random American flag emblem that it put on his jacket. Just ignore that.
Oh, good lord.
But you see this like middle-aged dwarven man with this brown bushy beard that at the very end he's kind of tied up into a knot. This like almost like Mario-esque type of mustache.
Okay.
And his hair it's not like it's long like a hippie long, but more like it connects perfectly with his sideburns. But like it's not technically long. It's like Mario's like hair like length long. He has these like somewhat pointy ears, so he might have a little bit of half elf in him maybe. He has this like plaid green like cap that he wears that's a little poofy. This round bulbous nose and this like green flannel that he wears with his like heavy green jacket. And it's a darker green than the flannel. And this like brown leather, like bulky, may I say, a very bulky brown leather belt. And these like brown like pants that are pretty baggy, even for a dwarf. He would just look to you and just go, "Oh, welcome in! Feel free to search around, I know it's a little bit of a mess, but what are you gonna do when you run a trinket warehouse?"
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm sure I'll find something useful.
So, here's the fun thing about the Trinket Corporation. Unlike normal shops where I just display you whatever you find, what you'll do is you'll roll me an investigation check and see what type of things you find. The better the investigation, the different type of items you'll have. I have different items at a different list.
Okay.
So,
going
different
in
numbers
good
will get you
will.
different things.
Investigation. Okay.
Yes, sir. But you're guaranteed to at least find at max 3 things, and at
That's
minimum
19.
1. 19. Aight. So with that 19, let me go ahead and grab some stuff here for you, my dear sir. Now let's see what you found. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. So the
Oh,
first
boy.
thing that you find is a It is a bottle that is corked with a flower inside. I have a picture of it. This is what you're dealing with. It has this like wooden cork built into it, and the bottle is completely see-through. But what you would notice about this flower is that it is this pink, almost what looks similar to like a lotus flower, but these vines kind of like they like float around. Like it's not even touching the bottom of the jar. It's kind of like floating around, like in the middle, not touching the walls, the top, or the bottom of the jar, just kind of floating.
Okay.
And even the vines kind of like move almost as if they have their own sentience.
Okay.
There are two other things you will find, and I'll go ahead and grab those for you as well.
Oh boy.
But you would see the price tag, and I'll go and let you know that is 600 rupees. So that is a little bit.
Okay!
That is a little bit more on the expensive side.
Not happening. I don't have enough money for that.
That is completely fair. The second thing you find, it is pretty explanatory. It is called the Ring of Familiars. Pretty explanatory. It's only 200 rupees.
Ah!
So the thing about the Trinkets Incorporation is that he travels around the world to find the stuff. So the stuff that you'll find is very unique, but it'll be a bit more on the expensive side.
Right. What was the last one?
Now the last one is, let me go ahead and grab it. Where is it? There it is. This is like the only like cheap thing that he actually had in his shop.
Oh my god. Okay.
This is the Ring of Gravity. It is 50 rupees. It is.
What does it do?
So the way it works is that this item has two charges. Using a charge reverses the gravity within 15 feet of you, thus causing 0 gravity for a turn. So if you use like both charges, if you use both charges, then for 2 turns, everything would be at 0 gravity 15 feet around of you for those 2 turns, basically.
Does that include you?
That includes yourself, because you are the like circle of the sphere. It's like a sphere of radius.
Damn, that doesn't seem that useful.
Like if you need to like hop up on like a really, counting on how you get creative with it, you could possibly like get up to really high areas or things like
you know
that.
what? Yeah, 50
like-
gold. 50 gold?
50
Don't
rupees,
mind.
yes.
I'm just gonna point to that ring. I think that one interests me. I'm going to.
Oh, the Ring of Gravity, yeah. If you give me the 50 rupees, well, you can call it a deal.
So,
All right. He'd reach for the rupees, and you can walk out with the Ring of Gravity.
okay.
Hell yeah. And
Deal.
that is all the shopping that you'll be able to do in there, unless you ever come back at some point and with like extra money somehow, and proceed to do an investigation.
Yeah.
That being said, we're gonna hop over to Malhas, who is going to the White Cloth. Malhas,
Yes.
you would head into the White Cloth. Now, I don't know if you have anything specific in mind for your cloth, but I'll go and tell you the person that you see, because there is a clerk specifically for the White Cloth. It is a winter eladrin, which is not something you'd see very often, but in this island, it's a bit more on the common side, as it is a winter island. You see this female winter eladrin who has this white hair, this like frosty ice blue type of skin with these yellow eyes. She's wearing this due to winter eladrin being used to the cold because their bodies are naturally cold, the winter isn't too much of a problem for them. So she's wearing this white dress that once it hits the stomach and under, it goes black. And it does show quite a bit of leg in the process, at least from the front side. You wouldn't see anything from the back or the side, basically. But it goes down to where her boots go, which is her boots almost go to her knees, but not quite there. But her boots are this leather brown with white fur going around the rim of the edge of the top. Lastly, she does have a little bit of white fur that kind of goes around the collar bit of the, isn't there a proper... There's a proper word for this bit of the shirt, but basically the neck area, which I should mention that the right shoulder is exposed. But it's a very draped but very well fit dress. Lastly, there is the earrings. Actually, I should mention that. She does have this one, she has 3 earrings on her left ear, 2 being just golden circles, loops basically, and then one being more one kind of drapes down basically. And it's just a metallic cylinder. Nothing on the other ear. But yeah, she'd welcome you in.
Malhas would be basically fully covering himself because a Grieger walking around it's not good.
That is fair. That is fair.
It's late in the cold. He would. The guy had told me that I should mention. Oh, what was it? Stitch charges.
Stitch charges. Yes.
Yes, yeah. So he would. Was like, I was recommended to mention this to an Eamon I met who was a seamstress I met. You guys did things with stitch charges. He added something to my cloak for that. I was wondering if you knew anything more on that.
Yes. I've recently started dabbling with that a bit. What exactly were you trying to learn about it? From what I know, normally what we'll do is that if there's any other cloaks that you'll find later on, we can basically just attune them to a gem, and then from there we can stitch the gem into those charged areas, so that way you can just kind of swap between different cloaks at will.
Well, I guess he'd take a look around and see if there are any cloaks in the actual shop that he could use, since he does not have any magical cloaks or things.
That is completely fair. So what he can do is he can roll me an investigation check.
Yay. Searching, and I'm dumb as hell, so let's see how this goes.
Yeah, sure. You got
Well,
this, man.
I'm not as dumb as I am when it comes to speech. I can't talk to save my fucking life.
Actually.
I have a -1 in charisma. I have a +1 to intel. I'm not all that smart.
You're trying, man.
Well, Acrid, you have a girlfriend, so it can't be all that bad.
Nope, I find fuck
Never
offs.
mind.
Okay, with a 10. Let me see what the DC here will be, because I'm gonna be honest, I sat here and then didn't even add the DC in my head, so I'm an idiot.
Hey, I gotta re-roll then, because it's...
Nah. So, I
if
would
he
say...
doesn't find anything, he's just gonna ask her if she has any recommendations.
I was gonna say, because, like, sadly, you wouldn't find really anything.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know your shop all that well, I'm sorry. Did you have anything that you think could be good? I don't have the most money ever, but I have some coin that I've been saving up.
Well, I don't have too many things I can think of that would be, I guess, unique. But there is one that I was working on for a little bit. It might at least be some use. It won't give you too much of a boost or anything, but I have a blizzard coat cloak. I can, here, let me go to the back and grab it. I'll show you what it can do. And she'd head to the back for a bit, and it'd be like maybe 5-ish minutes of just kind of waiting, and she'd kind of like search through the back, and she'd eventually come out with this. I'll send an NPC visual, but it's this coat completely made directly out of ice. It is a like ice made magic coat called the Blizzard Coat. She would just go, as long as you're using this and you have it attuned, well, in this case, if you just used your stitch charge and you equipped it temporarily, technically speaking, it would give you cold resistance, which is something, and on the process, you'd be able to, I don't know, I know a lot of people in general don't really know much magic, but it comes more, it's more natural for us Eldrin, since we're Fae people after all. But, have you ever heard of Create or Destroy Water? Have you heard of that spell?
I have.
So, this is kind of a modified thing it'll allow you to do on the side, like for like a bonus action. It has some charges to it, so you'll be able to do it 3 times, but basically you'll be able to just create and destroy ice within like a 5-foot cube kind of thing. So, might come in use.
Useful.
Yeah. I'm not charging too much for it. It took a bit of time because, it's just outright magic and it's not cloth. I had to use cloth as the main base and from there then sew in the magic, and that takes a lot of time. I have it up for 100 rupees. I don't know if you're okay with that.
If I could do that and then do charge it with a gem, what would that cost as well?
Well, the cross stitch wouldn't cost too much. Maybe just 25.
Okay, so 125 for the gem.
125 in total for everything, basically.
Okay, yeah, he'd do that.
Alright, cool. Yeah, so, she'll take the cloak temporarily.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that does mean that, you will technically be exposed as a Grieger. Just keep that in mind.
So...
Because it is on the inside, from what I remember correctly, is that it was sewed into the inside of the collar.
So... I was thinking about that, and I fucking... what Malhas would have probably done, knowing that he's going to need... Because he has 2 cloaks.
That is true.
One has the stitch charging, one doesn't.
Yes.
So he'd be wearing the non-stitch charged cloak right now.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
actually give her the extra cloak. So all she sees is this guy has an extra cloak that he hands to her. She's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so she just takes that. Just goes, that's fair enough. If you want to have it sewn, there's no point in you standing around. Some people don't even wear any clothing underneath the cloaks, and it can get awkward sometimes. Though, I mean, it doesn't bother me, but normally it'll bother the customer, because they'll walk in and they're barely wearing anything. I had a dwarf come in one time, and he was wearing just underwear and nothing else. And I told him to go to the back because he was getting embarrassed because there's, the front store windows, and people were walking around staring at him, obviously. So I'm glad you did this.
I
Yeah.
wear other clothing, I just prefer to keep myself to myself.
I understand that completely. I personally do that whenever I leave the island, though I don't really do it that much. But you can imagine a snow allergen leaving a snow area isn't very common, so you get a lot of looks.
It's also very cold for me here, so...
I can understand that. I'm guessing are you from, like, the hotter areas, like, maybe the
Yes.
Hell Islands or Desert Island?
I'm from, the Hell Islands.
Ah.
I'm used to the red waters.
Oh, you're used to, like, the 80 degrees and up type of weather on the daily, understood. That explains a lot.
Yes.
By then,
So
she would have gotten this, like, gem sewed in, basically. Because it only takes, like, a minute or two for her to really, like, focus in the magic, to kind of, like, connect the, gem to that specific one. If it was, like, a more just natural cloth, and there was, like, no magic built into this cloak, would have taken longer. But there's already a natural magic link, so she can just easily just snap it in, and then just sew it in real quick. So, she'd hand it over to you. It only took, like, 5 minutes to get that bit done.
Much appreciated. And he would hand her the 125.
Hell yeah. I hope to see you around
Hooray.
again at some point, or I don't know.
Hopefully.
Hopping over, before we hop into Chrono and Ublex,
Maybe...
Usagi, because you got done with the trinket, where were you gonna head next? Or do you need some time to think?
Give me like 2 seconds.
Okay. 1, 2.5, 3. Okay,
Where's the map posted?
It should be in NPC visuals. It got buried by the items, so I do apologize.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Then let's go to Winter's Rest. I would rather not get near the Navy base.
That's fair. I understand. So yeah, you'll start making your way to the Winter's Rest. Do you want to pass through, just a quick question, do you want to pass through the middle area where the execution and, like, town market is at? Or do you just want to go, okay.
Sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, because that's a little bit of a faster route from what I'm kind of understanding.
And
Yeah.
it is, and also I might want to go shopping.
You never know. And keep in mind, that's more like random miscellaneous, like, common item stuff that you'd get, like, oh yeah, there's apples and stuff like that. But you never know. Maybe
Yeah,
you'll find
but
something
if they
really
have-
useful.
No, I'm just wondering if they have any, like, flea market jewelry or something.
Alright.
If it's completely mundane, I don't care, really.
Fair. So as you're beginning to make your way over to there, we're gonna hop over to Chrono and Usagi. Oh, not Usagi. Fuck. No, wrong people. Sorry.
You need to start adding a counter to the episodes.
Honestly, at this point, yeah, man. So the two of you would start to walk into the, into the museum, and I once again, because at a museum, you do kind of have to have someone at the main desk to kind of, allow people in, that sort of stuff. Make sure people aren't walking out with random artifacts and shit. Normal stuff. To keep things from going south real damn fast. Where did that picture go? There it is. So what you would see as you're walking into the store, I want to mention this. Benjamin's just been poking Ublex the entire time.
What the fuck?
Just poking the head, poking his head
Oh,
and
boy.
all the other, it's the most why does this work? How do you work? I will mention this will be that he will genuinely. This is just a natural thing that I want to mention passively. He does this a lot because just fascination. How the fuck does this work? He is an artificer. That's just a natural thing for him. But as you're starting to walk into this museum, you would see this orc. It is a half orc to be specific. But she's wearing this gray sweater. She's
cute.
Yep. See, you missed out. She has this long, dark green hair that's mainly put in one very long ponytail, but it's wavy hair, so it's a little bit on the messy side. She has a flower up on her left side of the hair, and has bangs that kind of drop not directly from the eyes, but a little bit pushed a little bit to the side, so it's not in the way of the eyes. She is she has this one earring on her right ear that is just one really long oval, but it's golden and it's pretty thick, so there's not really that much opening to where dead space would be. And she has this dark I'd say dark gray, almost black just pants that she's wearing, more like jeans. And lastly, there is this black necklace that she's wearing on the side. She's pretty physique wise. The others I didn't mention because they're a lot of people that you guys have met so far have been natural default physique of what people often think about. She's a little bit more of a muscular build. She has more, due to the half orc, coming into play, that more orcish side. She has a pretty decently built, upper body. And pretty decently built, lower body, too, in the process. But it's more of that, slim, lean muscle that you would see. Probably where that more humanish side kind of comes into play. There are no tusks. Sometimes half orcs can have tusks. There are no tusks. I should mention that. But yeah. She would just kind of greet you guys as you guys walk in. If you have any questions, you can ask her, but otherwise you can just walk in and check out the museum.
Alright, sounds good. Chrono's not gonna talk to her because he's afraid of wolves.
Gotcha, so this is canon. I mean, Benjamin would probably just walk in and just, check through. Ublex, do you just want to go around looking around, or do you have any specific questions in mind?
I'm going to talk to the orc lady.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah!
Chrono is just gonna keep an eye on them just in case.
So, as Chrono and Benjamin begin to saunter into the museum, Ublex, what are you talking about? How are you starting this conversation up?
Wow, you're really gorgeous. How long have you been working here? I'm new to this place.
Oh boy.
Chrono, who's just secretly watching this, just thinks to himself, okay, still weird, but so far so good.
She would kind of just she would kind of just rub the back of her head a little bit and just go, that's not what I was expecting. Normally people ask about the museum. Thank you. I've been working here for a few months. Is there something that we were needing by chance?
Months. I'm very new to this place. I'm just coming to this museum to look around.
Okay.
What do you offer for help? I'm curious.
I mean, we do have guides if you want a tour guide kind of explaining some of the areas. I mean, a lot of the stuff in the museums are already naturally written down so people don't have to have the guides, but if you want that as an option, that's a possibility.
Okay, seems normal.
Normally I do the guide stuff, but I mean, I can just get someone to take over the counter.
Guide? Can you be my guide, please?
Persuasion check. Persuasion check. And let me know what you get. Let's see what you got. Nice, an 18. She would just go, you know what? Yeah, sure. I'll let me go get one of my other coworkers, and I'll be right back with you. And she leave the desk for a few minutes. So as she's going to go get a coworker, we'll get a little bit into what Chrono and Benjamin are seeing, unless you guys stop for them completely.
Oh no, Chrono definitely did.
Fair.
Yeah, no. Chrono is just gonna walk up to Ublix and says, "Well, it seems like you learned from the last time you tried to talk to that fox-eared person."
I want to remind that nobody was there to see that besides Zaray. But to canonize this, here's how I'm going to make this work. You did talk with Zaray quite a bit, Chrono, at some point, if I remember correctly. You did talk with them off and on.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say, just to pass this and like make this work, Zaray probably talked about it to you. So
Sorry, I completely forgot about
that.
that.
No, you're good.
Right,
You're good.
cool.
We're gonna play this off. So yeah, Zaray told you.
Well, you don't need to remind me.
Out when I'm not around. Just so I don't accidentally say some shit that I don't know.
That is fair.
Who told you that, Chrono? Seriously, who told you that?
Well, I mean, you seem like you've already moved on from that, so I mean, I don't really see the sense in you knowing what I know. Yeah.
I wanted to. Shit. Why'd you remind me?
Angry
Why'd you remind me?
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Look. I just want to make sure that the pilot goes well. Oh God, you're actually crying. Oh God.
Just kidding. I just wanted to see you act nervous.
So I like to imagine they were like shedding and moving their mask basically to make it look like it was like fake tears. In reality, they were just moving their slime a bit.
Yeah.
Don't do that ever again, please. I've had no human contact for the past 300 years.
Something in me likes to see you panic.
Oh my god.
Benjamin is fucking shocked by that.
Something in me is questioning your morality.
I'm not that old.
You're just kind of like, Benjamin would kind of lean into Chrono and just go, hey, since they're, kind of new to being sentient, I think we might need, how do I put this? We might not be the best influences, or at least some of us, we probably need to steer them in the right direction.
Oh, no, you're right.
I don't know what contact they had with people in the past. For all I know, they could have been talking to a jester, though I don't think there really was any jesters in Wi-Fi. I don't know. I stayed in the prison all the time, and then when I got home, I literally went straight home and did nothing with my life. So, what the fuck do I know?
I could have done that.
It really wasn't that fun, I'm gonna be honest. This is a lot more lively than the majority of my life.
Fair. Okay, well, if we want to influence Oobleck for the better, how will we do that?
Just be a good person and don't lie, like they just did.
Okay. Benjamin,
Oobleck.
I value your presence and as a friend. And he gives Benjamin the most awkward shoulder pat Oobleck has ever seen in their life.
Oh boy.
Oobleck stretches out their arm to say, I really appreciate you.
To whom? Benjamin or Chrono?
To Benjamin.
Okay, Benjamin is standing there and just it started as confusion and then just slowly turns into even more confusion. Just kind of goes, I don't think, you know what, it's a good start, thank you.
Chrono
Oobleck
whispered.
stretches their arm to Chrono to do the same thing. I appreciate you, Chromosome.
Chromosome.
Oh, that's a new one. Wow, I can't remember the last time I've had a nickname other than Titan of Time and Partial Murder. Thank you. I appreciate it, Ooblex.
Oh shit, you like that nickname? I want to call you Chromie.
Oh my god.
Chromie. My little Chromie. My Chromo.
What?
What the fuck is
Hey,
that?
Hey, where is that guy? They seem to be taking a while.
Yeah, so
Oh,
as you say that, you see this human who is like from like head to toe covered in like different like layers. This man's wearing like a black sweater, a black hoodie, and then over the black hoodie is a black like heavy jacket, beanie, like a black beanie. He's got like a bunch of piercings. He looks fucking done with life. And like black pants. You just go, can I help you? No, they're with me. I'm the tour guide. Just take care of it for me, Sam, okay? Fine.
Wow, this guy's so dumb.
Yeah, he's fucking sick of this shit. So you just go, alright, well, shall we? Is this the whole group? Is it just the three of you?
I
Yeah,
wanted to just be you and me.
please ignore what they're saying. They just don't worry about it.
Okay, that's for, I guess, the group to decide anyways. I don't really make the yeah. And yeah, she'll start leading you guys through the museum and kind of just start to explain things for you guys. So something you would realize about this museum is that compared to some other museums like IRL, it's not a big one. You know how, like, a lot of times if you go to, like, let's say, like, a museum that's dedicated around, like, a war, they'll tend to be pretty fucking massive half of the time. Because this museum is built for a very small island, and it's more like local history, it's not going to be that massive.
Okay.
But as you guys are, like, going through this museum, she would kind of, like, point out, like, different weapons that we've used throughout, like, basically the beginning of, like, trying to build up this civilization. And then, we're about to get into this. So, she would first point to a spear and you can see this spear is, like, pretty fucking banged up. Like, it's in this, like, glass casing, like, mounted to the wall. And she would just go, from what we know, this was one of the first ever tribal spears ever used by our people, the original founders of this island. From what we know, the original inhabitants of this island were orcs and eladrin. They kind of took over the area, and then later on, humans started coming by, and humans always bring traffic. But in tribal times, it was mainly just the orcs and winter eladrins. There was two different tribes, kind of consisting of the two races. But from what I understand, or at least from what the documents say, and history always gets lost at time, or sometimes gets twisted, so for all we know, it could be different. But from what's been written down by documents, from past documents we've found, historically, was that the two got along pretty quick. They had some past wars, from what we understand, but there wasn't any documentation on what happened during those wars or why they started. But this is one of the first ever spears, and one of the oldest spears we have found from those tribal times. From what we understand, it was from the Orcish tribe, the Gunma tribe. They were pretty reckless with their spears from what we've been able to tell. As you can see, there's a lot of chips throughout the entire spearhead, and even the staff itself, the actual handle, is pretty cracked, and that's made purely out of stone. So, as you can imagine, they were definitely very brutal, naturally. I actually stem from that tribe, but that's for another day. And she would continue to lead you through, and then point to the next bit, which, if you look at it, it is an old map of this island. And a lot of it, compared to like the map that you were given when you first arrived here, it's way different. None of that layout from the town was there. Actually, in fact, if you look at it, the only bit that has been here since day one is the execution area, which apparently used to house like the original like beginning bits of the civilization. So most likely those things were moved later on. She would just go, so originally, the middle area of the town, as you can see from the original map that was first documented, or the oldest documented map that we have, used to just be the neighborhood. We used that, apparently they used to set up tents around this area, and they started to build from there, and then led to cottages, and, well, you can imagine from there. But something that we still haven't been able to figure out, that's still a mystery to us, is what happened to that bit of the neighborhood. As you may know, unless for some reason you don't know about this, which it'd be surprising if you didn't. Though we do have a human in the midst, so you probably wouldn't have been alive during this. 200 years ago, there was a history jump in the world.
Well,
And,
what?
well, I guess not history jump, but there's lost history. There's 200 years ago, there's this huge portion of the history that's just lost. We don't know what's happened to it. Like, and not just to our island, but the entire globe.
Really?
Yes. This was around the time that the only that we do know about the history of this world during this time was two things came to be. The global navy came to be. The people who are sworn to protect, or as some people say, protect. I beg to differ with their most recent calls about the fish people. Pisses me off personally, but I don't have a say.
You should. I'm kidding.
She kind of just like raise her eyebrow and then just go. Either way.
I'd like to imagine like right as Ooblex is about to say something, like Chrono immediately puts a hand over their mouth and just says, please continue.
Oh, okay. Either way, the global navy came to be, and a very well-known pirate started to show up. He's been documented from this day. This is where the Infernal Vault stemmed to be, which is the Great Pirate DDD. To this day, we still do not know his name. All we know is his original initials. Nothing more, nothing less. Though there is a rumor, though I don't know if it's true. It's a rumor that stemmed originally from this island, as we do know that at some point he visited our island. Though I don't know much more than that. There's no historical proof, but it's more just something passed throughout my side of the tribe. From what we know is that, again, rumored and history twists things, but he may have been somewhat related to the founder of the Navy, but I could be wrong. Again, it's just a rumor, and at the end of the day, rumors are often twisted, including when it's been around for over 200 years. Doesn't matter, but as you can see, over time, the north area, the town eventually is what came to be later on, and then the western side and the eastern side, and eventually we built the southern side of the town that eventually led to our port.
A question.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, some species like elves and dwarves are able to live up to hundreds of years. Why wouldn't they be able to help fill in the gap you say that's missing in history?
So, kind of, but there's a slight problem that we've had with that.
How so?
There's been two problems with this, which is one, historians have tried to find people, and the ones that were alive during that time seem to either been killed, or they have passed away to natural causes. And there's also been the sheer fact that the global navy has put out a global law. It's enforced among the islands that are aided to the navy, which is the fact that if you try to look into it, they tend to just kill historians for looking into that. You get marked as an outlaw, basically. Even if you're doing this outside of an island, that isn't protected by Navy, Navy will still hunt you down, and as long as they find out that you're looking into it. So most people are just afraid to look into it, though I would really like to know one day, I'll be honest.
I see. Sorry, forgive my ignorance on the subject. I recently started traveling after becoming a historian myself, and that is rather upsetting to hear.
It is. I would like to know myself, but I love the global navy. She says that with like a very forced grin. Oh,
Gotcha.
yeah. She would just go, it doesn't matter. We should keep this going. So the rest of the museum is mainly her pointing out like different parts of the tribes, how they kind of came to be, and the rest of The rest of it wouldn't be anything of too much importance when it comes to the global navy itself. It's mainly mentioning just the different portions of how the global... Actually, there is one other thing that I should mention. She would mention a lot about the tribes and, you know, how that peace treaty came to be, from what they understand at least, how that civilization, or the reasons for why they eventually founded it, which would have been sheerly just from the fact that both tribes were struggling to survive eventually at some point. That was very well documented from a very old and torn to pieces, like, scroll. Not even a journal, a motherfucking scroll. And she would eventually get to the ending area, and she would just kind of go, the last bit that is technically worthwhile for the museum to mention, as this is, like, the most recent stuff that is old enough to where there's a reason to have an exhibit on it. This was around 300 years ago. This is when the Navy started building, started building into the Solus, and this is, as she would kind of point towards a, like, scroll that has, like, very fancy text and all that, very formal, like, writing. This is the original agreement, basically the treaty between the Navy and Solus, basically as a will cooperate with them type of thing. They provide protection for the island, and in the process, we as the people provide them shelter.
Oh, okay.
And if anything happens on the island, we are, without our consent, they're able to look into it, because technically they act as a form of guards, so we don't have guards ourselves, but they act as guards, so...
That's a surprisingly friendly policy, considering the Navy's history.
Yeah, I mean, the problem, at least... She would kind of look around a bit, and just go, I'm not supposed to say this. My opinion, the problem with this is the sheer fact that they have full dictation on what happens with the island. They can break it off at any time, so if we start interacting with islands that aren't allied and they personally have a disliking of that island, like the Crux Dynasty, for example,
That's not good.
we can just have it broken on us, and then we have a new problem. Because then comes the question of, will they leave us alone? There's been a track record, and this is something that's concerned a lot of people that have later on grown up dealing with this problem. The younger generations are now having to deal with this, like me. They've been known to completely destroy islands that break this pact. Not always, counts how bad it goes, but there's been some times where they've left it and we've just become a neutral position with the global navy, but they've also gone out of their way to literally destroy an island on multiple occasions.
Wait, that's possible?
Sadly, they'll bring a whole fleet to surround the entire island and then bomb it till there's nothing left beside ruins.
Okay, upsetting news aside, I assure you from one historian to another here, you don't have to worry about anyone out of this room knowing this.
I appreciate that. But, besides the gloom and doom, I mean, I hope you enjoyed the museum. This is
quite
the
so.
pride of my people.
It was very fascinating, and you were quite knowledgeable on the subject.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. If there's anything else you need, from what I can stand, the group of you are new here. I mean, small town, not a lot of people come around here. If there's anything you need, I guess just let me know. I'm here all day.
I will kill the Navy for
Does
you.
he fucking say
I
that?
will kill the
Does
Navy
Ublex
for
say
you.
that?
I will kill the Navy for
Okay,
you.
Chrono suddenly picks Ublex up and just says, "All right, well, it's time to leave, daughter. All right, time to go.
Are you free tonight? Are you free?
Chrono
persuasion
quickly
check.
dashes out of the museum.
As you dash out of the museum, by the way, strength check to do that. But while you do that, Ublex, persuasion check.
Okay,
my god, what is...
So you wanted a strength check?
Oh my god, yeah, give me a strength check, or I'll give you also the option of a sleight of hand. Because they're kind of goofy, so you have to get, like, good grip on them.
Okay, I got an 11 on the strength check.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you what
Ublex
happens.
is Ubleking out.
So, Ublex will get enough time to say everything they want to say before you're able to lift them up. Because your hand keeps, like, you're, like, putting a bit too much force without meaning to. So, like, you're, like, trying to scoop them up. Like, you're trying, like, okay, maybe I bear hug them and lift them up like that because they're in the more, like, woman form. And they're, like, you reach for them, so you kind of have to, like, because, you know, the height difference. You kind of, like, bend your knees and try to, like, scoop them up. And your arms just, like, go directly through them because you're like, oh, fuck, no, shut up. Your arms just go through their waist. And you're like, oh, wait, huh? And now you're, like, dripping. And you keep trying this for a solid, like, moment before you finally get them as they finish talking. And you run out. You run out as, like, right after they say this bit. With that 17 in persuasion, she would go, well, I'm free tonight. Winter's Rest. Meet me at Winter's Rest.
Yes.
As
Oh,
you're like,
dude,
she says that very quickly because you're actively
Quick
being
time
yanked out.
event.
Quick time event, yeah.
New
Oh,
D&D
boy.
dynamic unlocked with a concerned older brother.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair. They're like, you run out, Benjamin just looks to her, like, looks to her. Sorry. And then runs out.
Okay,
Good
after
lord.
they like get outside, Chrono would kind of make a quick perception check to make sure nobody's like within earshot of us or something like that.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, one sec. My modifier's 3. Oh, that's dirty 20.
So, I
Oh.
mean, technically there's this one guy walking around. That's it. And I will actually send you a picture of this fucker. I was prepped in case something like this happened. Yes, I know, I prep a lot. Shut the fuck up.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm
good
just impressed, really.
Thank you. I figured this might come. So here's this. You see this guy. You see this little gnome that's like standing at 3.5 feet tall. This red like
Oh my
beanie
God.
with a white ball on it. Heavy green coat that has white fur linings going across the hood bit and the bottom bit and the ridge bits. He doesn't even have it buttoned up, even though he technically could. It's like I guess a very bulky trench coat, technically speaking. These like leather wrappings around the like wrists, and you know like these like somewhat tight black jeans because you know it's kind of hard to make it fit his size properly. It's just like instead of wearing the belt normally, he put his like brown leather belt over the jacket.
So,
And you can see a little bit of this like orange vest that he's wearing underneath the jacket, and this like extremely bushy white beard that just kind of goes out in every way. It's very curly, and the fucking biggest smiley, cheeky, happy-go-lucky grin, and there's probably nothing going behind those eyes. I should also mention he has on his back 2 short swords, 2 spears, 2 javelins, a hand axe,
Good
and a
lord.
great sword.
so what you're telling me
Uh-huh.
is he's the Santa of weapons.
Oh my
I'm
god.
looking at like the D&D equivalent of like the merchant from Resident Evil 4 right now.
Yeah, he's just standing like on like not directly at the museum, but like kind of just to the side, and he's just doing this little dance where he tucks his knees down and then he pops himself back up, and then tucks his knees down and pops himself up. But this time, the second time he does it, he tilts himself slightly to the right, then pops his knees down, pops back up but slightly to the left, pops his knee down slightly to the right, and then just keeps that rhythm going.
Okay, Chrono would just kind of nod to Benjamin and Ublex to just sort of fall. He's not worried about if this weapon Santa overhears them, but he just wants to be a bit on the safe side.
So when you got a glance at him, as soon as you glanced at him, because I'm guessing you did you glance or did you stare? Genuine question.
I think in this scenario he would glance at him at least one time.
Okay, so as he's glancing, he immediately locks eyes.
Oh god.
There is, again, you feel like you are having your soul stared through right now. And he just throws a thumbs up and then keeps looking off into the distance. He does not break stride of this dance, by the way.
I'm right. I'm right.
Let's
What a jolly little guy!
Ublex, don't yell at the busy man who's.
You're adorable.
Please, please.
You see him look back at Ublex, and he does this like he was already a very like red like faced person because one he's in the snow and two he's just like a fucking cheery guy. You see his face turn even redder, even more red, and they're just kind of like with both of his hands not breaking stride of the dance, like puts his like hands to like his cheeks, and just goes, "Aw, thank you," and then just
So
goes right back to it.
I
Look at that.
literally I just could hear Crow be like, shut the fuck up. Shut
I
the
wish
fuck
I
up.
had that
Shut
energy.
the fuck up.
You could. It just keeps bouncing.
Chrono would just start like walking away. For his body language it looks like he's begging for Benjamin and Ublex to follow them.
Benjamin just kind of like puts his hand on Ublex. It slowly starts sinking into their like shoulder. He's like, no. We should go. Chrono's walking away, mate. Oh my god, my fucking accent, no! Wisdom save, Benjamin. Understood. Alright, he saves this time. This is a genuine canon thing now at this point.
Okay, so when they
yes.
get out of earshot, Cronus just kind of say to Benjamin, "Okay, so if I understand correctly, I could very possibly be one of the last few historians remaining in this period where history was not recorded."
Most likely, yes. Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't shoot me in the process. But I guess because I was, just doing prison work the entire life, I didn't. That's probably why they didn't bother with me.
I mean, it certainly explains my odd bounty poster jump. I mean, think about it. Escaping prison? I mean, pirates do that more than... From what I've heard, a lot of pirates do that. I don't know. Maybe the reason for such a jump in my bounty poster is because they want to make sure I don't know anything about this missing history period.
You want me to be honest?
Yeah?
There's a few things I can think of. First of all, that is one of them. Second of all, you broke out with Agriga, and it was pretty obvious to them that we were working together. Third of all, mate, is the sheer fact that a man who is considered to be insanely unstable magically due to your accident.
You can just say time fruit. It's really fine.
Well, no, not the time fruit. The thing that happened with the time fruit. Due to that, they might, because it's an. I don't know if you know this, right? You probably don't, because at the time this wasn't a thing for Whiteside. Whiteside's an ally of the Navy. They're also their main gun manufacturer. Leaving one of their main islands and causing some chaos probably added to it, and then stealing a Navy ship in the process.
You sound like you have a little something stuck in your throat there, Benjamin.
Yeah, mate, you know how it is. He's like trying to talk through it, because also, I as a person have been also dealing with throat problems.
That's like the 5th person I've heard that's been getting sick recently. Should I be getting concerned that I'm next?
I'm not sick. For me, it's allergies. Right now, cedar is currently blooming. And I am heavily allergic to cedar. Last time, a few years ago, when I first found out that I was allergic to cedar, I couldn't talk for a month straight. My throat was completely out of commission. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So, I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm gonna pop in a cough drop. Ugh, cherry, fuck. Ugh. Sorry, go.
Anyways,
Cherry's the best flavor of cough
if you
I prefer
want,
citrus.
anyway, if you want to like swap to a different character, just because I can't think of anything else to do right now at the moment, like I think that's a good note.
Alright, Ublex, unless you're about to do anything crazy out of nowhere, we're gonna hop over to Malhas.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Malhas. So you're gonna start making your way over to the Navy. Now, may I ask, what is your plan? What is your thought process?
He does not plan to. He plans to avoid them, but just kind of if he can get a view of the base and kind of try and get an understanding of what's going on.
Okay, gotcha.
He's not trying to infiltrate it at all. He knows no, that's bad. No.
Fair enough. Fair
He
enough.
just wants to get an idea of moving, how people are moving and everything.
Fair. Okay, so let me pull up something real fast. You won't be able to see this, but it's something more that I need as a ref, so I can tell you what you would see from here. Okay, so are you? I'm guessing like there are alleyways, obviously. Would you just kind of stick near the alleys and try to like sneak peeks from there, basically? Or are you trying to like actually get like near it to try and investigate like open areas and try to be sneaky? Like how do you want to go about doing this?
So it's like the middle of the day, isn't it?
Yes, technically. It's like noon. So I guess technically speaking, let me look at something real fast, right? So if we go
I've been walking for a minute.
You've been walking for a minute, but also it's a good walk. Basically, as you saw, every grid is like basically 10 minutes. So you came from White Cloth and you went to the Navy. So it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 90. I'm not going to make you run all that. I'm going to say that it took you like 2 hours, basically, to get there. Because that was going to be way more. I'm like, I'm not doing that to you. Because also your movement speed's insane. If it was Mr. Whiskers, oh, the poor kid with his like 25 movement speed would get there in like 4 hours. But like,
I
no.
walk
Oh,
50,
God.
so
Yeah, you walk 50. That's why I'm like, yeah, no, it'll take you like 2 hours. So yeah, like it would be like 2-ish hours. Like they got to finish up their museum. Usagi got started. Like he's almost starting to get to winter's rest at this point. You would start arriving at the Navy. So like, do you plan to like skulk around? What's your thought process of doing this investigation?
So if it was dark, Malhas would be more willing to actually be a little bit more out in the open because he would be harder to see.
Fair.
But because he knows that he's gonna try to stick close to the alleys, because at the end of the day he still has a tail.
Yeah.
Grieger tails are a bit more on the recognizable side, but they can be mistaken for Shazi tails
Yes.
sometimes. So he's kind of hoping nobody looks at it too closely.
That's fair. Also, berries. Okay, so sorry, sidetrack. Cough drop. It wasn't cherry. It was berry. It started off bad. It got good. This is actually fucking great. I love this. So
Hey, man.
I bought it like months ago. I didn't remember what flavor it was. But yeah. So basically,
Wow, you don't remember what cough drops you buy?
Yeah,
That's
man.
so cringe.
sorry, I don't check my locker where I
Cancel
have
this man on
500
Twitter.
cough
Oh,
drop. Okay, but yeah. So basically. So
More alleyways.
more
That's
alleyways.
my
Okay. So you'll get a little bit more of a distance from it, so you won't be able to look into it to the point where like you're like skulking around it. So you see like the main front bit of the base. So you can see that there are 2 watchtowers at the front of the like there is basically a gate. The base is basically just fully made out of stone. As most likely that is the easiest material to kind of get a hold of that would be sturdy in this island. So they have these giant walls with 2, like, basically 1 watchtower on, like, up in the front on the, like, corner of the right side, and then 1 on the, like, back end on the left side. And then they have 2 watchtowers that are way smaller. Like, the other watchtowers are, like, they're big enough to where you could put some crates up there, you could have, like, 3 or 4 people up there type of thing. Whereas the 2 watchtowers are directly right side by side in front of the gate. They're like, it's enough space for like a person. The like roofs are made out of like shingles. They're pretty tall. They're like maybe like 20 feet tall. They go up a decent amount. The wall itself is like 10 foot tall. Then you have like the actual like, actually not even probably like, I'd say 20. I need to reinstate this because I just realized how short that is actually. 20 foot tall like wall and then 25 foot tall like tower basically to kind of look over. But the 2 ones at the gate, just because those are more like archer type of towers, that's like 30 foot height. But you can see like one main entranceway where they have like a few Navy people like standing guard or like going in and out, kind of like bringing crates out. You would see that there is one person that is kind of directing a lot of the Navy people. And like the other people where like, they're just wearing the normal default like low rank uniform, this person is wearing their own special getup. And I will pull it. Most likely you can probably tell that it might not, it's either at least a captain or a lieutenant by the way they're acting. A general wouldn't even bother like yelling at the grunts because they have bigger things to worry about. That much you would know, like straight off the top of your head. But you see a Feltzy. It is a radiant Feltzy, meaning that they are born directly in the middle of the day. But they have these ram-like horns that kind of curve backwards. This like white long hair. She has these like pointy elven ears, and these like orangish eyes. Pretty palish skin, most likely because she was probably born in more winter islands. She could have been born here, could have been born in a different winter island. They are kind of a common thing. But she has this like white, heavy jacket. That's kind of like more of like a. There are like jacket dresses. I don't know if there's a proper name for them, but that's basically what she's wearing. This jacket basically goes all the way down to her knees. But it basically forms in the way similar to what a jacket would. It doesn't have any sleeves. Well, actually, no, it does, but she has this, like, brown, technically not a fanny pack, but essentially that, strapped to her right arm, like at the beginning bit where the shoulder starts and kind of goes down, like halfway down the forearm, basically. Not forearm, God, what do you call it, the beginning bit of the arm? You know what I mean, though. Besides that, some, like, well, the shoulder's the actual bit that connects the body to the arm. Because there's the shoulder ball, and then there's
Balls.
the next bit. Balls.
Tricep.
Yeah, tricep, thank you. But besides that, it's mainly just a purely white one. It doesn't have like, doesn't really have a hoodie, but it does have like a fur, like, lining to kind of like cover the neck a bit. And then like these like leather brown boots that kind of go almost up to the knees, and these like dark brown pants. Basically just browns and whites that she's wearing. But she seems to be just kind of bossing people around, kind of telling them, like, hey, you go do this, no, what the fuck are you doing, that sort of stuff. It's light muttering, so you don't know exactly what she's talking about, but yeah.
Alright. Malhas would exist for a while to try and see if he could figure out when guard changes are.
Okay.
Because he's trying to figure out, like, alright.
Hey, Malhas, what are you doing? No, I'm just kidding.
He would get the shit out of you.
Fucking chose Chrono.
I thought you were trying to avoid conflict.
He is. If you startle him, you're getting decked.
Oh, man. But, yeah, no, so you would wait, like, an hour would kind of go by, and you would see that, because at this point it's like 3 p.m., you would see that, at this point, some people would start shifting.
Okay.
So you would see that the lady would kind of walk away. So she most likely went inside. And you would see that some of the people that were up in the guard's post, that were like standing at the gate, would shift. But the people that are like arching would not. So the archers wouldn't at the post. You would wait like 30 more minutes and then they would shift out. That is the only thing. But you realize the people at the bigger, bulkier, wider posts, they did shift out with the gay people. So there's a shot that either the people for the main front entrance area were either their shifts were late, meaning they had to wait, because they can't leave their post. They have to have someone swap them. So either those people were late, or it's a really weird time setup schedule.
Okay.
But you can tell that most people seem to swap out around 3.
Okay.
As you're like watching through this, you would get a how open do you keep your mind during this time?
Oh boy.
Okay, he'd have it, he wouldn't want to, because he knows, like, with his interaction with the smoke guy,
Mm-hmm.
he knows that there's some people who have more telepathy than he does.
Yeah.
So, and he knows that if he's not careful with connecting to people, then they'll notice, like, wait, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
So he's trying to go out of his way to not connect to as many people, but it's still that, because Griegers, their minds are kind of always open,
Yeah.
but he would be he wouldn't be connecting to anyone right now.
Okay. So he wouldn't be trying to, but if someone else who had telepathy tried to get him.
They might, they'd be able to.
That's what I need to understand. This is more of like a future reference thing, and me just as a DM being like, is that a thing? Just kind of came to my head.
Yeah, if they're trying to read his mind, or anything like that, it'd be the same thing. They get his surface level thoughts, which,
Yeah.
Okay. But if it's someone talking to him, then that's different.
Okay. So eventually, as he's like getting ready to hopefully leave, is most likely the case. He would get a voice in his head.
Oh no.
Is that one of my people? That is what you hear in your head straight away.
Malhas is...
Grieger?
He's gonna look at who's connected to him and try and see if he can find them.
So
Like,
you get
something.
you get a feeling that he's in the alleyway that you're near. The alleyways kind of connect in like weird ways. If you look to your left, you would see a figure standing.
I'm sorry. Just to fill you in, audience. Me, Reed, and Issa are having an incredibly intellectual conversation at this point right now.
Smart people only.
The best way I can put it.
Yep.
We're just posting gifs that says no sex.
I just looked at these
Why are you
pictures.
telling them this?
Oh my
I
goodness.
want the audience to know why I just wheezed.
No.
Dude, this is fucking what? Dude, when I would turn on screen share, y'all are just gonna be exposed.
Oh
God.
Do it.
Kakarot, the Discord DMs have leaked. We have to blow up planet Earth, Vegeta.
Gosh damn. So I'm gonna send a picture in NPC visuals. As you would look to the left. It's kind of hard to see him at first because the way the shadows hit. But you can see shines of gold. And you can see some fins on the side of this guy's head.
Oh.
And you can see 4 eyes looking to you.
Yo, what the fuck?
And you can already kind of tell that this is kind of an oddity. Because it's not quite a Grieger. But it looks very similar to a Grieger.
Am I interacting with a half Grieger?
From what you can get a gist of, and you can roll me and this is up to you, I'm going to give you either a investigation or an insight.
Someone got freaky.
I have higher wisdom because I'm
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist saying that.
I will roll an insight
Mm-hmm.
because I also Malhas does not super trust. He's like, I better not be getting fucked with here. I
Fair.
swear to God. AV. 18.
18. So you can tell,
18.
one, that this is a real person.
Yeah.
Second of all, so it's not an illusion, which is a good thing. It's not a hallucination. Second of all, this is a mermaid Grieger. Or merman in this situation.
Fucking high.
Mermen, as you would know, as a Grieger, you would know about this. They can shift basically. They have the ability at a certain age to shift between human legs and like the basic like natural like default thought through tail that they get.
Ooh.
So at age 20, they can shift between the two. They tend to live for around like 350 years at max.
Okay.
But you're looking at a half Grieger, half mermaid.
Oh.
He has this like dark green, like almost like take it like an aqua green, but make it really fucking dark, like a murky. That is the color of his hair, and it's pretty wavy, but it's not very long. But it's long enough to where he has like a bang, kind of like going down like the middle of his face. He's like golden eyes. Something that you would see that is interesting to you though. While his skin may be pale, his clothing is not normal for either a merman, or a Grieger. He has very, very nice clothing. Not saying that mermen and mermaids don't normally, but they normally don't get this type of clothing, if that makes sense, including if they're living in the undersea. He has this aqua green and like golden yellow kimono with this like golden, like, from what you would know, anybody, like any surface dweller would see this as like some like weird accessory, but you would see this as a crown, as it is like this golden like half crown that kind of like basically clips to the sides of both sides of its head, kind of like spiking upwards like thorns. But it doesn't connect fully. It only connects around the back and up to the front, but the front doesn't fully connect. You would see that he has these like golden shoulder pads, and he has a sword with him. And he would just look to you and just go, "Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I didn't expect to see anyone of my people.
Same here.
You're Grieger, right? Not mistaken?
I am. I'm the last of my hive.
I should mention, this is fully through telepathy, back and forth.
Yep.
I-
No, he's saying all this in telepathy.
Fair. You just go, I'm sorry. I picked up on your wavelength, and when I saw that it might have been a Grieger, I couldn't help but check it out. I came here because I wanted revenge.
Hmm.
I don't know about you or why you're here, but they destroyed my home as well.
Then perhaps we can align on something. I'm with a group of people that may help me destroy this place. At least just the Navy. I don't really want to hurt the people.
Do you have a plan or
I'm
And the
just now
time?
trying to figure out the place itself. I don't know much about the Navy's bases.
I'm willing to help. I never went to the surface. I was living in an undersea kingdom for a long time. But I'm gonna be honest, I was trying to figure out how I was gonna handle it by myself. I'm no fighter, but I can't stand back and watch. It wouldn't be right.
I was just a grunt.
So your chieftain's dead.
The Hive King, the Chieftain, all of them.
I can... My name's Pike.
Malhas.
Good to meet you, Malhas. Just let me know what time you wish to strike out. I've been waiting in these alleys for days. I've just been trying to figure out what to do next. I barely escaped them. So...
Would you like to come to my boat? Or where the others? I think we're meeting somewhere. I don't know everything about this place either.
I can meet you at the port if you wish to do that. I have a hat, so I can kind of cover my face mainly.
Alright. Well, does Malhas know that the people are we meeting back at the boat? Because that's what Malhas would have assumed.
You guys never really discussed that.
Yeah, that's what Malhas is guessing.
That is fair. If you choose to, take an inn, you can, but you do have the boat, and it's just like a decent walk back. You can stay there for the night, obviously. That is always an option. But yeah, he would just kind of look to you and just go, I'll fill you in on the details. If you ever wish to know. But I'm gonna be honest,
So-
I didn't expect my kingdom to be attacked.
I can say the same for my hive. So Mal's actually gonna. Yeah, he would do this. This is a first for Mal's. I'm not one to normally offer invitations of sorts, but would you like to come along with us? Might be a long journey. It might be a short journey. But mine ends when the Navy goes down.
My home was completely destroyed, so I have nowhere to go. So I'll take it. I'll
Alright.
take that. I don't know how much
Well-
use I'll be, but gotta start
Everyone
somewhere.
can do something. So
yeah.
Mal's would happily invite the guy.
He will nod to you, and he's going to you would see him just kind of start heading back into the shadows, basically.
Yep. And Mal's would head to the port.
All right. We're going
Okay.
to now.
All right, now that it's over,
Damn, you want to
okay,
say it like that, man?
just because the audience can't tell, our Discord chat in our server for this project got so stupid, me and Reed had to mute our mics so we don't interrupt Acrid and his moments.
If I am allowed to, because a bit of this has motherfucking Issa's art. Are y'all down for me to show this shit show that y'all have been
I
doing?
mean,
It's funny, so go ahead.
sure. Sure,
This
man.
is I guess a visual person only thing. Great.
I
yeah,
muted the fucking channel, by the way.
That is
Oh my
honestly
God.
fair. Okay. So if I put display capture, what the fuck happened? What the fuck? What the fuck? Display capture was like, nah, you're not allowed to show this. Right. For those who are watching this, on the Discord, just pictures
wait,
of from what Issa has drawn, yeah?
Nits, can you read like the stuff we say in a really dramatic voice?
Oh
I
my
got
God.
you. I got you. A picture
Alright,
of
sick.
Ublex being drawn away, being dragged away by Ublex. Or no, Ublex being dragged by Chrono's dragging Ublex away. Are you free tonight?
Hear me out, April Fool's session where everyone becomes Ooplex.
Oh my god, you never know,
Ublex.
man. Reed with
Ublex becomes a human.
oh, this is actually like one of the most like biggest things here. By the way, why is it displaying the wrong fucking? Don't display the second monitor, you dipshit. The fuck you doing? What are you doing? No, don't display you motherfucker. Right. So there, you know what? I'm moving OBS over to here because it's apparently it's like, nah, not that monitor. I'm trying to show off this one here. Fucking Reed with TikTok dealing with brilliant. Also just Ublex stretching their arms out from insanely far away to grab Chrono on the shoulder. Lamau best friend, some real do bon honkaro. Gongo hans, bongo hahanga hugus. Big giant no sexo gift. Stop thinking about sex. Dr. Sexo, he does sex. Sex is real. Sexo. I had to mute my mic before I was interrupted the hell out of Acrid's moment. Wait, sex is real. Ava, I love you. I want to have hot sex with you. And Ava, my darling, you are precious and no one can replace you.
My
My
God.
darling, I want to have sex with you in the spa.
Oh.
I have no idea what that is.
I don't know, but it's a minion guessing. What is this? Excuse me, drip too
Oh
hard
my
is among us.
God.
A chica, for some reason, doing
No.
the fuckboy face. What did you spoil? What the Reed! There's approximately 30 million dormant roaches underneath your bed. Tread lightly if you do not wish to wake them from Mega Mind. And then just bonk, horny jail, nuclear fission warhead. Okay, this is a fucking mess. Okay, right, let's get rid of
like
display capture.
Hey, can you like edit all of that out now? That you...
Absolutely not. I asked for consent, y'all gave it to me. It's staying. You're
Alright,
stuck with this now.
Chrono would probably go back to the port too, because I just looked up the rest of the town. There's really nothing else he's interested in.
That's fair. So you and Benjamin basically just goes wherever Chrono goes. He's like a weird familiar. So yeah, he'll just
Freak.
He'll just go. I was gonna let that sound sit there. He's just. Yeah, he'll just head back with Chrono. Mainly, to be honest, the main reason why is because he just wants to make sure that Chrono knows where he's going, because man hasn't been out of prison in 300 plus years. That's kind of his main reason for constantly following. And also to fill him up on anything that he needs to ask.
Alright.
That being said, Ublax, you're heading to the Winter Rest, and as you're starting to get close to it, Usagi, you have arrived into the Winter's Rest.
Oh, good.
Indeed. So, let me grab some stuff here, sir. Right. Oh boy, let me grab this, let me grab this, let me grab this. Where did it go? Yay, here it is. Okay, cool. So there is a bartender. Obviously, you kind of have to have one. I'll put it in NPC visuals. You see a half-orc. Half-orcs are pretty common here. But you see this half-orc lady, very dark black. It's basically black hair that, as it goes down further, it goes into like a dark greenish. Probably from just natural dye, most likely, that she's created. As some of the snails, there's something about this world, fun little fact. Everybody here would know this, maybe even Ublex, because they were near the shore for a while. But there are snails in the world that can be basically crushed into powder and used for dye.
Ooh.
It won't damage your hair, it won't destroy your hair, unlike normal chemical dyes that are in real life. So you have this like dark green like type of hair at the end of it, but it goes down a good bit, and it's also pretty heavily braided. Along like the sides, like the portions of the hair that would have been bangs, she's like braided to the side and it's like resting on her shoulders, basically tucked behind the ears. But pretty long hair, it like goes like slightly past her shoulders. She has this like dark brown leather jacket, almost like a chocolate brown, basically, with this like white fur that goes around the edge of it, and this like gray shirt that. She's a very muscular person, but very much an hourglass in the process. The hongalus stick out a bit. That's the best way I can really put that. She has a few necklaces, one with like some shark teeth up on there, and then like a few like just like normal necklaces, just kind of like almost it's like similar length to that of what a choker would be. Like it's pretty tight necklaces, and then there's like black, pretty tight pants that kind of go down with like a dark brown, belt that kind of goes around the waist. But she's just serving drinks to, like, random patrons, that sort of stuff. So what do you wish to do at the Winter's Tavern? There is the
See my
obvious, like...
shoddy.
What?
What?
I would have mentioned she's not short. She's not short. She's standing at, like, a good, like, 5'11". So...
Unfortunately, not Usagi's type. But
fair enough.
Listen, his type is things that would eat him.
Damn. Up front.
I'm just like, Rain, I feel like I'm like learning like a whole new side of you today.
Oh man. But
It's a character, man. Anyway.
yeah, there's also like the bounty stuff
Anyway.
that's in the Winter's Rest as well.
Oh, bounty stuff. I need to go take a look at that poster. What? I need to
So
go take a look at that.
yeah, so the way that the bounty stuff works is that they'll normally have just like a clerk that stands at the bounty area, which in this case it's the bartender that kind of just deals within the process if you wish to take a mission.
Okay.
But there's like a bulletin board that has some quests, and I can actually grab a few of them straight away for you. It actually has the
Is there
stuff prepped.
Excellent. Is there anything good on it?
So, out of the ones that are here, there are two that are kind of interesting. Because a lot of this,
Ew.
the thing is that because this is a Navy place, there's not that many bounty stuff. Because at least a lot of the local stuff is already pre-dealt with Navy. So the ones that you'll find here will be on other islands. But if you deal with them, they'll pay pretty well.
Ew.
So because they're also like, these are not local bounties, these are like full-on like global bounties, they're gonna be worth more, but it also means that, you know, you're gonna have to do some traveling to get to them.
Are any of them people I would know?
There is a shot. I'll explain the bounties, and then I'll have you roll a history check afterwards. How's that sound?
Okay.
So, the first bounty, oh boy, is, and I quote, in all caps, need help. The guards of this town don't have access to magic, thus we must admit that we cannot handle this ordeal. A succubus has been actively going out of her way to enlarge and shrink objects within the town, flirting and seducing random townfolk, and even going as far as to polymorph some of the guards into cats because they look cuter that way. Please banish her or lure her away from the town. Reward, the default reward is 1,000 rupees.
Hey, Ublex.
Yeah, what's up, man?
I'm gonna gesture to this. This seems like something you'd be interested in.
Yeah, Ublex just walked in. We're gonna count this. Ublex just walked in swinging.
I'm just gonna look at
What's up,
that.
Usagi? Boing.
Have you seen this poster? I get the feeling that you'd be interested in this one.
Yeah, you.
Awooga.
I think he just nods. I
Man.
figured.
So the name of this succubus hasn't been mentioned, and there isn't a picture for this succubus. So this is the only one that you won't be able to roll history on. Just ahead of
Succubi
time.
can shapeshift anyway. It's not like a picture would be helpful.
Yeah, that's also true. The second one that you would find of interest is from a noble. It's not a global noble, it's a normal noble. And it's not just any, it's a blacksmith noble. And it is from a human, saying, could require some lovely assistance. I am but a mere blacksmith. I've been invited to a meeting with good people of good standings. You see, I have this corgi that I wish to bring to the meeting, but I wish for some secure protection for my lovely dog. Should you be willing to guard this dog with your life, your reward will be handsome. 1,200 rupees plus a weapon enhancement or repair of your choice.
I roll history.
Yes, you may, because that is a noble. There's a shot you know about them.
Oh, I don't think I want to take that one, but I'm curious.
Fair.
That's 17.
17. So, something about this rings a bell. You've heard about the thing is, you don't know this guy's name, right? But you do remember hearing during your travels about a noble who is literally known to craft long swords and short swords and flails, basically for a very specific like medieval kingdom. This kingdom has been known for their like knights in shining armor, literally. He's also been known to make a lot of his money off of paladins who have constantly gone on crusades, broken their weapons, or asked for enhancements. So he's made an insane amount of money throughout his life. And you would probably remember that he's a way older man. Him being a human, he's lived a good life.
Okay.
Oh,
very interesting.
I will see if there's one other one that you may know, because I did say that you get to roll 2 history checks, so I'm going to give it a benefit of a doubt here. Okay, I don't know about that one. What about this?
I might have to keep an eye out for that guy, because, I mean, what island is that guy on?
So, let me actually grab that, because I do have that on the side. Give it a blank. Is that one on... That one is on Gao.
How's that spelled?
G-A-O.
No. Okay. Excuse me.
Yeah, no, bless you.
Yeah. Okay, so I might need to keep an eye out for that guy. Not because I like guarding dogs, especially considering it'd probably just bite me. But
Fair.
but swords.
That's completely fair. Swords are very useful. You might be able to get a really good enchantment from them. So, or you could just flat out get like a free weapon. He probably won't give you anything that's like a legendary, obviously, or something like insanely rare.
Listen,
but-
as long as I get a katana, I'll take it.
Fair. But yeah, those are like the two main ones. I rolled for some other ones, and sadly enough, I was like, you know what? There's these two that he could possibly end up seeing. And I rolled, and you got a nat one for both of those.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no. I mean, like, it was a thing of, like, originally I was just gonna give you two, and you got two, but I said, like, the whole, like, you can roll history for both of them, and I realized that one of them you wouldn't be able to, because it's literally a succubus, and you don't have a picture or a name. So I was like, I'm gonna give him a possible shot, and then, yeah, I just didn't. I tried. I did try.
Oh, well.
Oh, man. But yeah, so now you have those two.
Very interesting.
If you want to take them, you can. You just gotta take them off the bulletin board.
I'm just gonna take. I'm taking the one with the noble and this corgi.
All right. Ublex, did you have any
you
interest in the other one?
succubus?
Yeah.
Isn't the Miss Orc lady supposed to be here?
So she said that she'd be coming at night. It is currently, actually, let me think about this right now. So technically speaking, it would have taken some time for you to walk from the museum back to here. And, it would have been, by now it'd be like 5. She would actually be getting off her shift.
Oh no! Does this mean I have to witness Ublex flirting?
Probably.
Who
but-
is this succubus?
So this succubus, again, it doesn't have a name or a thing, but it does have an island name, so at least you know where to find it. It's most likely a small town by the sounds of it, because it sounds like they are definitely not equipped to deal with this shit. Like, that's the type of vibe. Do you want to know what that place is?
No, I'm gonna stay here and wait for Miss Ma'am.
Alright, so you're going to read it later on, from what I'm understanding then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you would wait like a good 15 minutes, and kind of just goes by. I don't know if Usagi would have left by then, but otherwise, you get to witness the
What?
orc.
No, I haven't. What? No, I haven't left. What? No, I haven't left. I'm just busy trying to get some beer.
Oh, yeah.
Do I have to roll oh God, do I have to roll Constitution for this?
Mm-hmm. So you just order a normal, like, everyday beer?
Yes.
Alright, yeah. You flag down the waitress, or the bartender / waitress, basically. She's doing a lot.
Problem is, I am the lightest of lightweights. This is not going to go very well for me.
Oh, yeah. She would just look at you and just go, alright. That'll be 5 rupees. Nothing too crazy.
Yep.
And she'd start
You?
pouring up a batch for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Drink up.
Oh boy.
Constitution
Oh.
save.
Fuck me. Alright, here we go.
Lucky for you, since it's just beer, beer's not as a heavy of a
11.
drink, if I understand right.
That's 11.
Okay, so you're feeling a little tipsy. Like, you didn't make the DC, but it wasn't it was like a DC 12, so it's not gonna be like you're like blasted drunk.
Oh.
It's just one of those things where it's like, you're feeling it a little bit, like, it's not gonna be enough to where it's gonna start affecting you yet, but if you drink another one and you fail another one, you're gonna get the poison status.
Uh-oh.
But like, you feel a little tipsy, you feel like everything's great. But yeah, it'll take you a little bit to chug that down, because you're a Harrigan. You're not gonna be
No.
you're not gonna be chugging that.
No, I'm just gonna be like nursing it.
Yeah. So
I'm just gonna take that and sit in the corner and notice that Ublex seems to be waiting for somebody. So I'm going to sit here and watch because this could be entertaining.
all right,
Oh,
Ublex, are
God.
you going for a table
Okay.
or for like near the bar?
Near the bar.
Okay.
I am
gotcha.
going to. I might possibly be late coming back to the boat after this though because I need to scope out that museum.
Fair.
Oh
Oh
Sorry.
boy. No,
Sorry,
you're good.
Chrono.
So, Ublex,
Yes.
you see, like another 5 minutes would go by, and you would see the orc coming.
Yes.
You see her looking around for a bit, trying to figure out where you're at, and then she'd eventually spot you.
Wait.
She'd see
Okay.
the green. Yeah.
I'm sorry, let me cut you off there, Nits. I don't think this music is gonna do for me. Can we get some Ooblex dating music or
Oh.
something like
Who
that?
Oh, don't
likes
worry.
dating
I'm actually currently
music?
working on that. Don't you worry.
Alright,
Um,
cool.
What
Yeah,
the
don't you
hell?
worry. I got some very specific music, and it's been a music that's been used
love-
before during these things.
I love this is not okay. We need better.
So,
Alright, now we're talking.
now we're talking. So, Ooblex, you see her walk in. She just kind of waved to you with a smile, and then walk over. It's like I kind of just sit down at the bar stool and just go, well, glad to say I didn't get stood up. How are you doing? Enjoy your trip?
I'm doing great now that you're here. Yes, I did enjoy my trip. How about you?
I mean, it's just a walk for me. I didn't know if you did any sightseeing. Appreciate it, by the way.
Looks pretty. You should show me around the town, honestly.
I mean,
I
it's
don't
getting a
know much
little
about
late,
here.
but we could always do it another day if you want.
We can do it.
Alright.
Sagi's just gonna be watching this with like. He's trying his hardest not to laugh.
Oh.
Why are you? You look so doing pretty good. I don't want to hear it.
Damn.
I don't want
No,
to.
it's not that he's failing. It's just slightly amusing.
Fair, fair.
What form are you in? Wait, what form are you in during this?
Woman.
Okay.
Woman. She would just go, well, how's the morning sound?
I could always hang out in the morning, of course.
Yeah? I don't have any
Also
work.
be here.
Oh boy.
Tomorrow morning, you just stop by the museum. I'll be waiting.
All right, but let's drink some. Let's
All
get
right.
hammered.
Hey, waiter. The usual, please. The
As
other orc,
usual.
orc would start kind of walking on by. She'd just go,
What do you
and
drink?
so she tends to just drink outright whiskey. That's her go-to. You see the the bartender just kind of look over to you and go, and same for you or something else?
Do you have tequila?
I have some tequila. We can make that happen. You want a shot?
Yes, please.
Alright, coming right up. She'd obviously go walk over and start prepping that up for the two of you. It wouldn't take too long. I mean, it's literally just simple. Like, she has the bottles for both, so she just kind of like pour it down and let you guys just go at it. Like,
Oh.
she'll go and let you know tequila's 15, whiskey would be 10, so.
All right.
So, tell me about yourself as the drinks being put down. The half-orc that you've asked out, basically. Just kind of look to you and just go, so tell me
Yes.
about yourself.
Well, me personally, I don't know that much. On life in general.
Oh?
I just kind of like pulled up out of nowhere and like, damn, I'm sentient. So I joined these people on a little boat and we going around. We're liberating places. Yes. Yes. I love liberating. Yes.
That sounds
God,
fun.
that's-
What do you mean
Yeah,
by
I got-
liberating?
Helping people out in small towns, from mean people. Mean people.
Ah, gotcha. So kind of just like... Wait. Are you... I got a letter recently. From a friend of mine, and him fine. Were you a part of that?
Yes, I was.
He knows.
Oh, really?
Uh-oh.
I
Yeah,
love
you
that.
could come join us if you'd like. But I don't know how much you like it here. So I wouldn't want to take you away.
I mean, it's just my everyday home. I don't have too much going on.
Oh.
Give me by tomorrow. Let me think about that a little bit.
Alright, well, let's just drink then.
Oh, need your name, by the way. My name's Karori.
Oh,
Can we get her name, guys? My name's Avlex. You can call me Oobs.
Well, it's good to meet you.
Oh.
And she
Don't
raised her
call him
glass
boobs.
for a cheers.
Salud!
Oh my
Hell
god. Chrono's the only one who doesn't have, like, who isn't dragging their waifu on this ship by now. Well, I suppose it's Husbando's case in Malhas.
Yeah, that's because Chrono's waifu's currently. Oh wait, I don't think I told anyone yet.
No, you
Anyways,
haven't. Shut the fuck up.
yeah,
Wait,
don't worry about it.
No waifu.
Dude.
No
Dude,
waifu.
fucking my man.
Oh, good lord.
But yeah, no, the two of y'all would just keep conversation up. If there's anything specific you want to
Wait.
try and get at, because a lot of it would mainly be small banter, but whatever you throw at me, I'll give you a reoccurring response.
Poison? Okay.
Mhm.
Poison doesn't work on plasmoids, so theoretically, would alcohol even work on them?
So technically, you can gain the poison status, but you can't take poison damage.
Right.
Though with you being an aberration. That's actually a genuinely good question. You know what? You don't have any organs or anything for it to affect. So I guess technically for you, no.
Oh my god, I can drink so much and never get drunk.
Yeah,
Wait,
you
does
could.
that- wait,
Just keep
does
in
that
mind,
mean she's
you're
absorbing alcohol.
she's absorbing alcohol. So
Dude, if
It's-
you put me on fire.
yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Yeah.
At that point, it's just a Legend of Zelda logic. That's just basically like a fire choo-choo.
I just thought about something too that I just think is personally very funny. She drinks a ton of alcohol, smacks someone. They now have to roll
How
a con
much
save
inches is
against
the
alcohol.
2 inches?
Like, okay, also fair. Oh, wait, so, how
Probably
tall
what you
is-
should
Yeah, I
look
gotcha.
up, like, what the shot glass average is.
Oh, yeah, what's the average size of a shot glass? I gotta figure out how much they're ingesting here. So every time you order one of these, what's the average, what is the average, I guess, height of a shot
You could just
glass?
say, you
The
could just
Okay.
ounces would be good.
Point. Yeah, never mind.
What was the other options that you guys were trying to say to me?
You can
I
just
mean,
say
like, what are you
it's
trying to figure out?
1.5 ounces, just to say something.
I wasn't even trying to get the ounces. I was trying to get the outright, like, how much liquid they're ingesting here.
Fair.
That's more what I'm trying to get at. Right, so technically 6 centimeters. So it's not that much. It's not like you're ingesting anything that's going to actually affect your size, luckily enough. Unless you drink a fucking lot of tequila.
Oh boy.
50 million things of tequila.
God, dude, your wallet's going to be so empty and in debt.
Legit, I need to get bigger, taller.
For real. But yeah, the two of you would kind of just drink away. I mean, with it being a half-orc, their con's pretty high. They can take quite a bit of alcohol before they have to start rolling con saves, if I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, you guys can just, like, I don't know how long you would even want to drag out this date, but, like, probably 45 minutes or something like that is, I think, the average length of a date.
Alright.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Hell yeah. You two would just keep sweet talking. If there's
See you in
anything
the
you want
morning.
to throw at them. Yeah.
Alright.
Just see you in
Alright,
the morning type of deal.
I'm gonna say she looks absolutely gorgeous.
Ooh.
Persuasion check.
There we go.
Okay.
Alright, so officially half of the party is now shameless flirts.
Yeah. 2 of the 4 PCs.
And trust me, I have a prediction that the second anyone shows interest in Chrono, he's gonna, like, trip over himself.
What?
I rolled a 19.
19. Yeah, no, you easily persuade them. Yeah, they're really feeling it. They're really feeling it. They're really feeling it.
Bro,
Sorry.
Oh,
bro
yeah.
really just saw a slime blob and
Um,
said, "That's hot."
I mean, to be fair,
mean-
they're in a more humanoid form. They haven't seen the blob.
Also,
Fist,
Can you imagine, though? I mean, the potential.
Oh god.
exactly the potential. You guys have to hear me out.
She would just kind of respond back and go,
Oh,
well, you're not
God.
too bad yourself.
Urbex is fucking slime.
Ooh.
Never seen my kind before. Yeah, some say I'm unique.
You're definitely unique, I can say
God.
that. Now every day I see a
Ah.
green slime.
Really getting into
Fucking, I'm
this.
blue?
Oh, what?
Are you colorblind? Damn, Shoddy. Damn, Shoddy, you colorblind.
No, blue. She says blue. I just fucked up. Sorry, my brain randomly went to
I've
Minecraft.
been thinking
for a
of
split
green this
second.
entire time.
Yeah. No, I always thought it was blue. Just for some reason, that split moment, my brain went to green.
Fun
Apologies.
fact, audience, Nitsify is actually colorblind. That's not a joke.
Yep.
I remember
Um,
one day we were
do they
just
know?
hanging out, and then I said, "Hey, wanna play Keep Talking and or else everything explodes?" That game is literally make or break if you can see colors or not.
Yeah, you have to be able to tell the colors of wires on the bomb. It was not possible for me.
No.
He was like,
What kind of colorblind are you?
so I'm technically deuterochronic, meaning that red and green is my main problems, but I don't use the name red and green colorblind because it is very deceptive, because it's not
I've
just
been
red and green that affects me.
colorblind.
Okay, I still struggle with blues, purples, pinks, yellows, all the other ones too. It's just like if a blue's too dark, it can look like a purple or like a black for me, stuff like that. So yeah, if something's too bright or too light or too dark, it can look like something else. That's why I hate lime green, because it looks like yellow for me half the time. I have to like stare at it to figure it out. Or like
This
pastels suck because they can just look like flat out white for me. Shit like
Oh,
that.
shit.
Yeah. That's why sometimes I'll stop for a moment when I'm describing a character. I'm like, what color is that?
That's okay.
But yeah. The two of you always just kind of just flirt back every now and then. I'd say like, yeah, it would be like a good while that y'all can do this before she'd eventually get up. She would just, as she would kind of get up, she would just go, well, this has been nice. I should get going though. I live on the other side of town, so.
Oh, you want me to walk you there?
That's all good. You're new here anyways. You should probably...
Yeah, I would not know where you live.
Yeah. I don't want you getting lost after all. We can't have that happening now, can we?
No, we can't. It was nice seeing you. Thank
Nice
you for
seeing
having
you.
me.
And I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yes!
Yeah, and she'd walk out.
You've learned from their mistakes, guys. You've learned.
Oh wow.
Hey, Issa, out of curiosity, do you want to be my wingman?
Sure.
At
As
the-
long as I can roll charisma checks are
At this,
Hell
Usagi's gonna slip out of the bar in order to scope out that museum a little bit before heading back to the boat.
yeah. Alright.
And
Yeah.
with any luck, Nekomata's gonna be there. I know she is. I know she is. Where else would she be?
Fair. So, yeah, you can start making your way over to the museum. We're just gonna hop directly to that, because besides
Okay.
that, there's gonna be the meetup at the ship where everybody can actually start talking with each other. But,
Okay.
so you would make your way over to the museum, and I should kill the romance music. Yeah, you make your way over to the museum. So what's your plan with the museum here when you say you want to scope it out? What exactly are you
I'm
wanting to
looking
do?
for any. I'm looking for like alternative entrances,
Okay.
back doors, a way to get up to the roof.
All right. Yeah, so
Anything.
they're
trying to do it from like far enough away that like nobody thinks I look suspicious.
that's fair. So technically there would be a way, directly onto the roof. That would be
Ew.
kind of like climbing off the windowsills, and then you just have to like get onto a windowsill, jump off of it, and then get onto the next one. Because like for
Okay.
Nekomata, if she is here, she would have just been able to just climb her way up naturally without needing to jump. But because of the height difference comes into play.
Fortunately, I am not tall enough for that. So
Yeah, that is an option, but you do have that gravity ring.
I do.
That is an option if you just you really could just zero gravity your way up. That is an option.
Good. I think I might do that.
Yeah.
Is there anybody around?
You can check. I'd say by now it's like maybe 45. Let's see, take a little bit of time to get over there. I'd say it's around like 7 p.m. now at this point. So the chances of people being around is very low, but you can roll me a perception check. You can see.
Okay. That's a 10.
So you don't see anyone. If there is anyone here, you don't see them at least, as far as you're aware.
Just gonna. Okay. Can I roll stealth? Try and like zero gravity my way up there without anybody noticing.
Sure. Yeah, roll me a stealth check.
Okay, here we go. He's got it. Another 10!
Another 10? Okay. So instead of remembering to go to the back of the building, so you wouldn't have as much as a chance of being seen, you just jump, like, directly in the front of the museum.
Oh my god, are there people still in there? Fuck!
Well,
no.
you would know that they would be closed at this time, so you are good on that.
Oh, thank god. Oh, thank god. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, you moon grab, you turn on, like, you use one of the charges, as you just turn it to 0 gravity, and you just jump up, and you're able to basically, again, with, like, no gravity, and with the natural strength of a Harrigan's leg, it works pretty damn good. You can get up there pretty easily. So as soon as that charge, like, drops, you're able to land pretty smoothly.
Perfect.
But on the roof, so, like, the roof is, like, it's mainly pretty, like, just structure, but there are, like, 2 or 3 like glass I think they're called sunlight windows, I think is what they're called, or sunbathing windows. Basically the glass is built into the roof. There is 2 of them that are there that have like support beams that kind of go throughout it. You can see that Nekomata is currently looking down throughout one of them on like the beams.
Yeah, I figured. I really shouldn't be surprised.
You're here. How goes it, Usagi? Are you looking for anything specific?
Not really. I haven't had a chance to get in here today.
Well, from what I can see, or at least in my opinion, this stuff is junk. From what I can see, at least. It's a bunch of old stuff. It's not gonna sell that well in the black market. Doesn't matter.
I'm gonna look down through there just to see if there's any
investigation. See if you see anything that might catch your eye that you think might be useful, might be able to be sold.
All right, let's do roll 20 because D&D Beyond's been treating me poorly as of late.
Yeah, it's not treating you very well, man.
That's a 16. I accidentally typed in +2.
Gotcha. That's not bad. So with the 16, you're kind of like scoping through, and you're not seeing anything that's too interesting. Like the only thing that you see that might be of some value is that there is like a pretty old rifle. It probably doesn't work anymore, but there's like a pretty old Navy rifle that's there. That's like probably just marking, like the original like first Navy battle, like kind of like around Solus, probably for protection. But that's about it. Like you're not seeing anything too crazy. Like that, you could probably grab that and sell it for a decent amount, but like it's one item.
It wouldn't be worth the trouble it could cause.
Fair. See what I mean? It's not really a whole lot. At least not now.
Very unfortunate as well. There's always that Navy base, but I'm not sure if that would be a good idea.
Well, I mean, it's not very safe, but it's possible. Now, I do recommend. I did overhear everything from this morning. Obviously, it was targeted to everyone. If we're gonna be wiping out the base, then we'll be able to get something from that.
Oh, there's no way I'm going to be on the front lines for that. That would be. Why bother when we have a Krieger and a Firbolg here?
That's true, though. I don't know what they're going to be dealing with, but we could definitely try and loot the place while they deal with it. It's completely up to you on that one. But I know what I'm doing.
Let's say, I wonder if we could make a competition to see who can take more things.
Consider it on.
Oh, excellent. And with that, he's gonna have to use the other charge to get down, isn't he?
I mean, he could, or he can just try to roll a really good acrobatics check.
Acrobatics check. Acrobatics check.
What's he going for here?
That's a dirty 20.
Acrobatics?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so with the acrobatics check, you basically just like hop off and then just combat roll to basically break the fall. Fun fact, I used to do parkour, that's something that you do. Is to help like basically release the damage that can be done to the knees. So you're just transferring the weight so that way you don't fuck up your legs. So yeah, you just do that pretty flawlessly. You just immediately tuck and roll.
Perfect.
But yeah, you can make your way back to the boat. By the time you get to the boat, it'll be, I'd say, like almost midnight. It'd be around like 11 p.m.
Alrighty then. Well, I'm gonna have to get up early in order to get the drop on these. Assuming what the plan actually is. Assuming I don't know. I don't actually know what their plan is. So
That's where this comes into play, because y'all talked about possibly meeting up and talking about this stuff at night. So
Okay.
Yuzaki, as you begin to arrive towards the ship, everybody else is there. You'd also realize that there is one extra figure that is now here, and you can see that you basically see Pai. You see the kimono, but you see him from the back, so you don't see the full face and everything yet.
So,
oh boy, another guess.
Malhas, who's your friend?
This is Pike. His kingdom was destroyed by the Navy, so he's here for the same reason I am.
Oh. So, we're going to kick ass at the Navy tomorrow then, right?
That's the plan.
Sounds good.
Just trying to figure out how and
Are you
That's
just going to
what you
charge
said.
into the front door? That seems unwise.
then what do you suggest?
I would suggest causing a large distraction. Do we have any explosives?
Oh, well, I don't. This is Pike speaking.
Oh.
But if you're wanting a distraction, I do know. Unless I've misunderstood, I think they're holding an execution at the center tomorrow.
Oh,
It's supposed to be midday.
Oh, well, all we have to do is start a little riot, and then most of their forces will be tied up, and then we can get to our business.
I'm okay with that. If I can make the Navy angry, that's perfectly okay in my book.
Would that base have explosives in it?
Not well. I haven't got to look inside, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, we don't need explosives. We could just, if there's an execution happening tomorrow, we could just start a riot.
Why leave the base standing?
Hi. Oh, I don't know if this will help any. Oh, sorry, Yuzaki. My apologies.
Because what would because there's only so much you can do in one day, and trying to do too much gets you caught.
Well, I do know that normally they'll keep cannons. If you really wanted to blow up the base, the best idea, because, you know, they need cannons for their ships, is to just find where the storage room is, where they have the cannonballs. Might be able to use that to our advantage. Hell, they might even have some being transferred. I don't know. I don't know what they're bringing in and out of that base.
Just make sure not. Could you at least try to?
I know the only reason you're helping is because you want money. You're not doing it for anything else.
No, there's.
So believe me, I'm not too keen on your opinion.
He's got something else. He's got the thing on his mind. Is Mouse is gonna notice? Are you gonna try and?
Usagi could tell this. Malhas's voice is almost faint to him at this point. Like
Because he just
you're
ignores it
not
constantly.
you're not hearing his voice as clearly anymore.
So
That is
he's,
something you're noticing. He's barely connecting to you enough to speak to you. And
But-
beyond that, he's not really looking into you anymore.
All right.
Okay. No.
All right. Well,
hang on.
All right. Well, Usagi knows that Malice can like hear his voice, so he's just gonna think unguardedly.
Okay. No.
This-
Hang on, Malhas. Let me stop you right there.
Can I-
Look, I can get why you would be irritated with Usagi, because his reasons are purely selfish compared to ours. But just remember, we're gonna have to act like a team if we're gonna pull this off and mess up the Navy.
Old habits.
I mean, Usagi is trying to think something like unguardedly in the hopes that he'll hear it
All right.
and
So
not tell
hold on.
anybody else.
Okay, so if you want to just DM
Think
it to
it.
me, he would hear it.
Okay.
Metagaming.
that is completely fair if you
metagame.
want to have that private thing. It is a
Because
between
mo-
player thing.
Yeah.
1 sec.
My friends with you, can you even DM me?
Okay.
Yes.
Cool, cool.
There we go.
Dude, the problem comes into play. He doesn't even have the man friended.
No, you see, when Acrid was explaining how Usagi could hear less of Malhas, that was actually Acrid blocking Reed on Discord.
Wild.
I would never.
Damn.
Discord actually blocked one of my friends, so they couldn't talk to me. And they were like, "What the fuck? Why'd you block me?"
Damn.
But then they reloaded the app, and it was like, "It's all fine now." It's like, what do you mean? What happened?
Brother.
Thank you, Discord.
Oh, man. Pike would just kind of pitch in and go, well, either way, fact is we still need to have a plan, so we know we can use the execution. That's a distraction. Most likely, from the little bits of information I've been able to gather the past few days,
Okay. Okay, Seth.
we do know this, or at least I know this. I know that the captain will probably attend the execution. He normally does. He's pretty stern. And the lieutenant should be there too. They're the ones running the base from what I know.
Well, if you're seriously wanting a distraction, okay, this is the first time I'm ever considering using my notorious.
Notoriety?
Notorious. Yeah, that. Chrono just kind of turns to Pike and says, "Do you, look, I promise I'm not trying to be egotistical, but do you know who I am?"
He will roll a history check. And... What is his history? Good question. Let's see. Google, why'd you pause out the D&D sheet? Shut the fuck up. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, during 19. Yeah, he knows. He would just go, I do lightly know, I think. You're Chrono, the clock.
The clock?
Yeah, you've gotten a lot of names throughout the years. The Undersea calls you the clock.
You know what? I think I prefer that over the time of time, which makes me sound more powerful when I'm really...
That's fair.
Anyways, if you want a real distraction, probably all I would have to do is really just show my face at the execution. That'd probably make the captain go nuts.
There's a few people that could do that. You, Malhas, and I. Think about it. Two of us are wanted races. They want us dead. They want you captured. And he'd kind of look over to Galthan and go, and no offense, of course, but at least last time I heard surface news, your people are wanted as well. That's right. What of it? If you want a distraction, Chrono, you can be free to. Or if you want me to bulldoze, I can.
Well, no matter what, though, I still think I should at least be there. I think that things could go very wrong. It'd probably be good if I'm there, just so I can activate my power if it's necessary.
I understand.
Well, I know that.
We'll need a lot of people on deck if we're dealing with the captain.
So you're thinking the captain will be at the execution?
Most likely, yeah. From what I understand, the captain seems to show up for every execution. Same for the lieutenant. The lieutenant's,
Execution.
you may have seen him, her at least. The lieutenant's I think he's a Radiant? Yeah, she's a Radiant Felsi. You may have seen her. Ram horns, white jacket. Yes.
Then we'll go for the execution and interrupt it.
Well,
Sounds good to me.
Well, Soggy, you can search the.
I'm just going to rob them blind, which will certainly accomplish the objective just as much.
And then what, Malhas? You'll burn it down or something?
Leaving them with nothing will cause more damage overall.
Well, I could always just light the gunpowder on fire once we loot the place.
In that
And you
case,
wouldn't even have to go there.
Okay,
Well,
wait, sorry, really quick, Nits. What's the name of that tiger lady again? Nekomara? I think.
Nekomata.
Nekomata.
It's a black
And also,
cougar.
Nekomata, got it. So Chrono would say, well, if Nekomata comes with you, Usagi, you'd probably get that done super fast.
Oh yes.
As you say that, you will hear a
Not.
voice pitch in. One you haven't really properly heard.
Wait, what?
You see the dwarf,
Oh, for
the
fuck's
drunken dwarf walk in, and for
Oh,
once,
hell yeah.
he's not fucking drunk.
Oh,
I'm gonna look at him as. What? Oh, right. Oh, right. You're here. I forgot. I keep forgetting about you.
Well, if you need guard to help you out to make sure that, the base is occupied while you do that, I can give you that.
When you say base, you're referring to the ship or?
Oh, the base. Like the Navy base. I've been listening. I listen a lot. The only reason why I jumped on this ship was because they had good liquor. But that being said, I've been stowing away on your ship for quite a while. So I think it's time I give you a little favor.
All right.
We'll make sure you get back to the ship then, so you can keep drinking and having fun.
You know I will.
Good.
Retired from mercenary for a long time. Time to get back in action.
Ah, grand. I'm glad we kept this man around.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So
I just realized. Oh boy, if the. Actually, Ulex's prospective girlfriend doesn't like the Navy very much either, so.
Yep.
So
So-
okay, yeah, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Wallace would also tell everyone that they will leave the base. Just steal the money and leave.
Not
Alright.
blow it up. That's surprising. Okay.
So I hate to ask, At this point, I'm just along for the ride. Where do you want me? Do you want me to watch over the ship as I've done before, or do you want me to help out with something else? We need to have
Well, I
someone at the
mean-
ship nonetheless.
To be completely frank, you probably saved me back there with that healing potion the last time we did something like this. It might be good to have you in a similar position.
Alright. I can go on the crow's nest when the time comes, and I'll try and keep an eye out.
Mr. Whiskers would probably be a good second in command to help guard the ship while you do that.
Oh, you got it.
Oh,
No problem.
Fucking buff cat standing on
Yeah.
the plank like you ain't getting on it.
Yeah, no, like, as like you say that, he, like, goes buff mode and just fucking flexes.
Oh yeah.
So, just to reiterate that I understand, Usagi and Nakamaru, and anyone else
Nakamasa.
who wants to join, but I imagine they would have to move rather
Just
fast,
everyone-
will rob the
just
Navy
with everyone-
base.
Just with
What?
everyone mispronouncing our names. Anyway.
Meanwhile, me and some others will go out, stop the execution, and probably get ourselves in another life or death fight against the captain of the Navy base and their lieutenant.
Oh, this might help.
Yes?
I know that the captain, I don't have a lot of information on him, but I do know he's a null.
So, I could punt them?
They're big.
No.
Never mind.
No.
Nulls are massive creatures.
Oh boy.
Oh, they,
Usagi's gonna
they're different from my
jolt a
time
little
period.
bit
Got
at the
it.
mention of gnolls and just like groan under his breath.
Oh, I thought you said gnomes.
No,
okay,
no,
got it.
No.
Got it. Okay, no worries.
the
Keep rolling, keep rolling.
hyena people. Yeah, no. The current from Mollus's plan with this is kill the captain and lieutenant if they're there, free the prisoner, and then dip.
Now, one last question with this planning before we end off. Ublax, where will you be? You have your date in the morning, but you will have time after date to deal with this stuff. It won't interfere.
I'm heading back. I need to sleep.
I mean, yes, but like when it comes to the plan, do you want to help out in the base, or do you like at the Navy base, or do you want to help out at the execution area?
How about in the execute?
You got this. You got
Execute. Execute.
All right. Yeah.
Executionarium.
All
Boom.
right. But boom. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Bada bing,
Oh,
bada boom.
no.
Yeah. As you guys finish that up, Ublex comes wobbling in. No, actually, Ublex was already here. Jokes aside. Oh, you thought he was the last to leave. But
Jiggle, jiggle.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. You guys have your plan, and next session you will get to enact that.
Sounds good.
So, that being said, thank you all for watching this. Thank you for dealing with our insanity that is Ublex. And thank you all for watching.
What did I do?
Everything. And if everybody wants to say bye, we're going to peace out here.
Fairly well.
Bye,
Bye.
cookies.
I'm going to piss in a real toilet.